Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Well, good evening. It's a different kind of topic tonight, but one that bears worth talking about. No doubt about it. It is about being prepared for an emergency. And I'm hoping that tonight some friends will be willing to come up on the panel and give their ideas. We have a virus out there in the world. Actually, there's literally thousands, but one being talked about right now, the coronavirus. Huh? Something that we got to deal with, I suppose. I'm taking it serious. How about you? Also, think about the disasters that happen every year. It's almost guaranteed that tornadoes are going to be going through Kansas into Colorado, Nebraska, Texas. It's something that is always going to be there, it seems. How about the hurricanes that go up the East Coast, knocks out power on all grids, millions and millions of people? The snowstorms that hit the Northeast, out west, Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Do you think about these things? I suppose the people that are used to the disasters that happen in America, they're used to it. They are prepared. I got it, and I understand. So I hope tonight I can bring some friends up on the panel to talk about this very interesting and important topic. I'm very limited in my scope of this situation, okay? I'm very limited. And that's why I need you to be able to come up on the panel and share your ideas. Because together, as a group of people on my panel, we can share with you out there. Now, a portion of the population, of course, is not interested in stuff like this. They call people like me crazy, nuts. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, one of them. I'm out of here. I don't have time for this. And then one day, a disaster happens in your town or your city, and you end up regretting that you didn't listen to the person that you thought was crazy or a fool. So let's dispel the idea that people who are prepared are crazy. Actually, I admire them very much. And I take heed in what they say. Our planet is unstable, once again. So if this sounds of interest to you, please share this topic out there with all your friends, your relatives, whoever you can get. To have 50 people in here, that's not going to do it. I would like to see over 10,000 in here. But I can't do it on my own, and that's where I put it on your shoulders to spread this out. Tonight's an important night, okay? We got to take this serious. Let's talk about emergency preparedness. I'm Cab 7, also known as Ben, and everyone is welcomed here as long as you don't have any ill intent. So if this is your topic, let's get started. Okay, I've got to share this out there. All right, I want to share this out. Got to give myself a like because I like my live streams. I like my videos. And I say that humbly. I do. I do. Because I try to do a good thing for other people. And that's what my intent is to positively lift people up, maybe educate them a little bit with some experiences that I've been through in my own life. Okay, I want to share it on Twitter. Okay. Join Cab 7 live now on YouTube at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. February 25th? 24th. Okay. 24th. 2020. Bam. Let's get it shared over at Twitter. There we go. Okay, been sent. Now let me share the link out with my other friends. Control C. Be patient with me. Be patient. Be patient. Okay. Control V. Control V. Oops. Control V. Control V. Dude, I hope that all of you had a good day today, or you're having a good evening wherever you might be located on this spinning rock. Today has been a good day, and I am very, very thankful for that. There's no doubt about it. See, pop out chat, get the chat out there so I can see who's here. All right, I've got it set up. Who's here? Let's see. We've got Sammy. How you doing, Sammy? Good to have you here. We got Donnie Color. Welcome. Ghost Mafia, brother. Good to see you out there. I might be asking you to come up on the panel, my friend, because I know that you're into being prepared. I like that idea. Noah the Savage. How are you doing, young man? Good to see you out there. Slot Lover, 7373. It's a snowball effect. Good way to look at it, right? Josh Book, how you doing? Good evening. Cooking sap while listening. Hey, awesome, man. Kristen, Ann, how are you doing? Diary of Her Mind. Good to see you, girl. We got Cute Kitty Kitty. Welcome. How are you doing? Flower Girl Phillips, welcome to this place. Yes, I'm taking it seriously since I live where people vacation. Good for you, Donnie Color. Good way to be. Red Road Runner. Sorry, my friend. Extra dry food, cans, crackers, peanut butter, canned milk, extra pet food, toilet paper, meds, water. I'm prepared. It's all put up. It's been hard, but I did it. Good for you. I like hearing stuff like that. Good for you. Bleach, alcohol, 70%, Lysol, soap, and the list goes on. Ghost Mafia says, do you know, if I didn't know better, I would think you were talking to me directly, Cab. Yes, I am, Ghost Mafia. Exxon Drugs, how are you doing? I'm a prepper. I live off grid because it's what I could afford. Hey, I'm all about that, my friend. On the same page. Let's see. Betty Boop said, "Hey, Cab 7, how are you today, my friend? Hope you are having a blessed day." And I am. Every day is a blessed day, right? Every day is a blessed day. No matter what comes my way, I'm going to make it through. So it's so good to have you here, and I hope that you're having a blessed day yourself, my friend. Johnny Marcel, how you doing, girl? She's my friend up in the state of North Dakota. Burr! Let's hope that winter gets over real quick. Thank you so much, Noah the Savage, for sharing my stream out. Thank you. West Haven, always and forever, girl. How you doing? I hope you're not working too hard. Let's see, who else do we got out there? We got Iron Dog. I'd love to have Iron Dog come up on my panel because I know that he's also into being prepared, also a part of many communities, one of them being the homesteading community, which there's a lot of good people I know out there that are a part of that community, the prepper community as well. Second rights movement, right? As well. I'd love to have Iron Dog come up here and share his experience, thoughts, and feelings, opinions about this topic, if you want. Trippy Socks, how are you doing? Marcia Green, welcome. Kathy from Texas, how are you? Barbara Hart, look at all the good people, my words. Barbara Gordon, Life with Laura Michaels. 1957 ID, how are you doing, my friend? Hello and peace. Exactly. I'm all about that, or at least I try to do the best I can, right? I want to bring peace among a community of people rather than chaos. We've got Diana, I don't know how to say the last name, Brianna Fairchild. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Welcome. Chaos Theory, how are you doing? Lisa 1111, welcome. Sean D, welcome. Good to have you here. My goodness, look at all the good people out there. West Haven always and forever. Thank you, my friend. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. You know what I can do with that? I can go over to the Dollar Tree and I can get a can of food. That's what I can do. I can go over and get a can of food, right? I've got an extra couple cents for the tax. That's what I would do with that dollar. Send me a link, Ben. I certainly will, Iron Dog. Give me just a few minutes to go ahead and do this opening here. Listen, it's important. There's 63 people watching right now. This is a different kind of topic for Cab 7. But there's one thing that I have probably been for most of my life, and that is someone who is prepared. Thank God for my dad and my mom, right? They both got into the scouting industry, call it industry, because that's certainly what it has become over the years. And my dad was an assistant scoutmaster in the Boy Scouts. My mom was a den mother in the Cub Scouts. I was raised with camping and fishing and hiking and learning how to survive. Boy Scouts certainly taught me that. I made it all the way to Eagle Scout and also attained a very privileged rank of brotherhood, okay, and the Order of the Arrow. So I love being outdoors and I like learning knowledge from other people that know much more than I do. They will capture my attention, no doubt about it. Computer Chick, how you doing? I have a bug out bag at home and in the car. I love it. I love it. Bug out bag, bug out bag. For any of you who don't know what that is a bag of preparedness, right? The most important essentials that are going to last you anywhere from 3 days to a week. At least that's what I've learned. And being in the Boy Scouts, when we went on our 50-mile hike, right, it took 1 week. So we had to be prepared for that amount of time. I'll never forget it, going across the Continental Divide in Glacier National Park. What a good memory. Let's see, we got Red Roner who said, please be very clean. Shoes off at the door, hands washed correctly. I pray everyone stays well. This is a dangerous virus for some of us. Please be informed. And that's what we got to do with each other, right? We got to do that. Please keep sharing this live stream out, okay? Please keep sharing this out. Please take this serious. I don't, there's going to be people out there thinking I'm off my rocker talking about just simply being prepared, right? It's not just about the coronavirus. It's just about being prepared for any emergency, whether it be weather, right? Because the weather is always going to affect us somehow. I don't care what season it is. It's going to affect us. How about you losing your job? How are you going to be prepared for that? People are going to get up here and we're going to talk about these things, right? People lose jobs every day. Do you have a backup? What's your backup resource? For those that might go out into the mountains, right, and do a camping for a weekend, are you prepared to have enough supplies for a week, 2 weeks, in case you get lost? Your vehicle breaks down and you're out in the remote part of a wilderness. Did you think about that? What's in your vehicle? What do you have for emergency supplies? These are all things that are very important. And for a lot of you, you go, that would never happen to me, ever. Well, you better think twice about that. Knock on wood that it doesn't happen to you, all right? We got Barbara Gordon out there saying, one tip I could give is don't share with others around you what you have, or you will be the first to be robbed. That is correct. That is correct. I hear people say that they're preppers all the time, and then they show their inventory. But I would be very wary of those who are preppers that have artillery that would probably overwhelm a small army. Some people are quite prepared for a contingency of people to come upon their property and end up regretting it. That is a fact. Little Oz, Laurel, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I don't show my inventory. Jeff W says, chaos. That is wrong. Only 1,900 dead total worldwide. We're gonna have someone go ahead and check that out because I know there's a website you can go to right now. Um, CDC gives the number, but then again, not all people believe in the CDC, right? Now, what I've been hearing here lately is that news agencies, government agencies are keeping this kind of covered up a little bit so it doesn't start a riot here in our country, America, because it can certainly do that. I've seen it happen in the past before. One person says something, right? Then it passes on to another. Here's our problem: we don't take time to listen to one another. We don't take time to write down notes or record it. So we have that information. But once it's passed from one person to the next, to the next, and to the next, the story seems to change, right? And you don't get the accurate information that you need to have. So write down notes, okay? Write down notes, record it if you have to. Take pictures. We got all that kind of technology that we can do that with today. Take advantage of it, okay? It will be to your benefit and to those loved ones around you. Let's see. Iron Dog 63 said coronavirus is a man made biological weapon. And I have heard of this, Iron Dog. I have. Elusive Butterfly said I'd rather focus on the 6 to 7 billion healthy people in the world. Well, see, what the Earth has a little over 7 billion people. Let's hope that out of those 6 or 7 billion people, they are focusing on the people that are affected by the virus, right? We need to pull together as one heck of a great big community to help those people out. Skywatcher footage, how you doing? Welcome. Keep sharing this out. We only got 70 people in here. So only 70 people are going to get any information whatsoever. We need a lot of people in this room because the people I'm going to bring up on the panel tonight are going to be worth your time and they're going to educate you in areas that you never thought would be so important to you and your family and your friends. Okay, so please, all of you, take this serious. I don't want to make this political because that's not what this is about. This is about us, me, caring about you out there, that maybe we can prepare you just a little bit more than what you are right now. In most households, I bet on the average you have enough food supplies to last you about a week. A week, the average family. If you have much more than that, well, then kudos to you. You've been collecting some information that is of benefit to you. Good for you. Jennifer Miller, girl, how you doing? It's been a while. We have a stash of MREs and stuff that does not have to be cooked. Oh yes, I've had those before. Potty Grills, how you doing? Charlie Hunt, how are you? Welcome. See, I'm trying to read as many comments here as I can. Now I know that when I bring people up here on the panel, I won't be able to see everyone's comments because I'll be focused on the people that be coming up here. But I will try to delve into the chat as much as I can because your information that you have to share is just as important as the information that we have to share with all of you out there, right? We're going to learn some stuff tonight, and there is nothing wrong with being educated about being prepared. So I'm going to bring up my brother, uh, Ghost Mafia. He'll be the first one. Now I'm going to invite some people up here on the panel, okay? People that I can trust that I've known for a while. And if you are one of those people that we've known each other for a while, we hang out, okay? Please send me a message via Twitter or Facebook or Google Hangouts. Let me know that you're interested in coming up on the panel, and I'll bring you right up, okay? I need some education tonight. I want to be taught some things tonight, all right? But more important than myself, all of you out there need to be educated a little bit more than what you are. Keep sharing this out. I'm going to say that continuously throughout this live stream. It is one of the most important live streams I've ever done in my 6 years plus on YouTube. Okay. So please share this out with your friends. Go to your Google Hangouts. If you're part of any group, private groups or anything, please let them know that there's another YouTuber out there talking about preparedness. All right. You get those preppers out there and they all get to know about what's going on. They go, come on, let's go over there. Let's go over there. Right? Word gets out there. Man, Cab 7's talking about some preparedness. I realize that some of you are very bored on a topic like this, and you don't need to stick around if you don't want to, because the video will always be up. I don't take down any of my videos at all, period. They're always left up there to educate any of you, okay? Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to bring up, who am I bringing up here? Let me give you a piece of information here. This is an update right now. All right, this is an update. Okay. 2,630 people have died so far from the coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak as of February 25th, 2020. Now, I know it's not the 25th here in America, but it is over in China. All right. So that's the most recent update. 2,630 people have perished due to this virus. I think it's worth taking serious. Okay. Okay. Ghost Mafia. Yep. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. Okay. Link. Control V. Come on up there, Ghost Mafia. Come on up. He will share with you what he does. And some of you just might be surprised. You didn't know about what he does in his life as well. Let's see. Um, I'm going to ask a question to my friend here. There we go. Ghost Mafia, man. How are you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
Good. Do you got some other kind of background, like maybe a prepper background or something like an emergency or
Let me
something that would fit right in with our topic? Although I like that, it's nice, but that ain't going to protect me.
Oh, you could ward off some people swinging that guitar around,
Yeah, one hit and then it'd be bashed up, man. Then what are you going to do?
That's true. Play him a song.
Play him a song. We got Kay Leanne. How are you doing out there? We have not prepped for anything this time. I told my husband we are going to stock some food, water, etc. Well, here's a question because I like to take a poll within my live streams. Okay, I like to take polls. My question here is to those that are out there: what is the number one prep item to have in your possession? What is the number one prep item to have in your possession? Now, some people might think otherwise, but I do believe this is number one. Okay, it's number one. There's the three threes. I can't remember how they say it, but you need um, uh, you have your survivability on oxygen is 3 minutes on the average. Okay, at 3 minutes you can hold out. To have water, you can go without water for 3 days, and you can go without food for 30 on the average. This is just averages, and I've heard about it many times over the years. Okay, so you can go without oxygen for 30 seconds, or excuse me, 3 minutes. You can go without water for 3 days, and you can go without food for 30.
See, this is the three I thought you were going to be talking about right here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, look at you, dirty dog.
Do I hear a Mama Rock out there? No, that's not Mama Rock. That's Uber
That's
Goober.
Uber.
Uh, hey guys,
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. What do you think? Don't you think this is a great topic for tonight?
I think it's a really good topic, and because I've been exactly doing what you're talking about.
All right. All right.
I went to Costco the other night, and also I've stocked up 3 months' supply of my medication through my insurance.
Smart. Smart.
And medication for the sick is definitely a need. Um, you know, so, and I got a lot of food and prep up meals so that I can, have my meals ready to go. Hugs, everybody in the chat. I see you all.
I love
But,
that you're doing this topic tonight, Cab.
I know you do. You got a hard on for it,
Well,
man.
well, I can't stay up here long. And
Oh,
I'll tell you why. Because
why?
we were poised to do question everything last night, but our guest, Marfugal News,
Oh yeah.
for the show last night couldn't make it last night, so we're doing it tonight instead here in a couple hours.
Okay.
And our topic is going to be the coronavirus.
Yeah.
He's been talking about that a lot.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
So he's going to be up on the show here later, and we're going to be talking about the coronavirus later on tonight. That's going to be over on Lou Rock's channel later on this evening.
Okay, very
Now,
good.
the coronavirus is now over in Iran, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys do know that. And I was just looking up, as a matter of fact, where is it? I think they had 50 cases of it, or 50 died. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Iran says 12 dead from the new virus. So they have 12 dead so far.
Right. And now someone that's taking it really serious right now is a country right next to China.
South Korea, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's not the one that was mentioned a whole bunch of today. Oh shit! What the hell's the name of it?
Yeah, Italy has a lot of cases.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yes, Italy.
Yes.
And I don't know how far they are from China, but yeah, they're taking this really serious right now. So every country that's being affected by this needs to take this serious. You don't hear from some countries, and then from others you do, and then we get all boggled, and that's a made up word, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Where is it at? How come we're not getting the news that we need to hear? Some people go, I'm going to go to Fox News and get my information. Well, let me share with you, Fox News is entertainment. Lots of entertainment. That's just my opinion. Okay. But I do enjoy watching it. And then you got RT News, which I do like that. That's actually my preference. You got CNN News. No comment. ABC News, CBS.
Well, see, and my big thing is the social media has picked up on it. It's a trending topic.
Yeah.
And it is, it's bad. But in retrospect, you think about it, would you say the fatality rate was? We haven't had 2,000 deaths from the coronavirus yet?
Yeah, 2,600 so far.
2,600 so far.
Yeah.
And that's over the course of the last 2 months that it's been running its course, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, here's the thing that most people don't think about. And I said this to Lou the other day. I said, look up the statistics on pneumonia and how many people have died today alone from pneumonia. You know, there's over 2,000 deaths of infants alone every day that die from pneumonia.
Right.
Whoa.
Every day.
Yeah.
So in retrospect, it's being hyped up a lot, and there's a lot of panic being spread about the coronavirus. But compared to even the common cold, the numbers aren't the same. The numbers for the flu, pneumonia, things like that are a lot higher. It's just that with the coronavirus, we don't have an antidote for it yet. I mean, there's no way of.
You know how long it'll take to get the antidote?
A couple years, probably.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Up to a year is what I've just recently heard. Up to a year. So consider this. You're talking about a year that this virus is going to be getting all over the world, right? It's going to affect every single country. No one's going to be out of the loop on this one. It's going to affect everyone, everywhere.
Exactly.
Well, I
And
mean,
you know,
look,
whether it be the flu or this virus, we should be prepared for this anyway.
exactly.
You know, get your shots if you need be to get the flu shots and the pneumonia shots. Get them. You know, be prepared with your food and your medication. If my caregivers get sick, I don't want her anywhere near me. And so make sure that you've got enough to prepared to where you can take care of yourself.
I've got a good friend out there right now, and isn't it something that he shows up on this particular live stream because I know that he likes talking about this stuff. Grandpa's Place said the COVID virus has 2 times the death rate of the common flu and 1/10 the death rate of the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu killed, I think, 50 million people.
Yep.
50 million.
What was that? 18 something Spanish
Yeah,
flu,
I don't remember.
influenza.
Yeah, unbelievable. Can you imagine a whole country of people gone, wiped out? It's amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Grandpa's Place, if you want to send me a message through Twitter or Facebook, and I'll send you a link to bring you up as well, because I know that you're an off-gridder, or you like that is your future plans to be an off-gridder. You've got some information that you would like to share as well. I want to go back to my original question here, and I'm sorry that it kind of was put to the wayside, but here's my question. It's a poll, and let's see how many of you are correct. What is the number one prepper item that you need?
Oh,
The number one prep item. Now, some people may vary on this, but let me give you a hint once again. You can go without oxygen for 3 minutes on average. You can go without water 3 days on average. And you can go without food for 30 days on average. So, what is the number one prepper item that you need?
Salt.
You say salt?
I say salt.
Okay. We got fire out there.
yeah, I say fire.
We got water. We got matches, life straw, knife, shelter, power source. Wow. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Right here, buddy.
I knew it was going to be out there somewhere.
Mud gone.
Reverse osmosis machine. Wow. Water purifiers. I am varying from water and oxygen. Well, oxygen that's a giveaway there. We all need that. Let's see. Kathy from Texas said coal. 1957 ID says blanket.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
All right. Cute kitty says hugs. Well, I agree with that one. We're on the same
Yeah, we
page.
need hugs.
Kaylee Ann says wine, lots of it. And you know what? There are people that actually believe that because they just don't want to remember it.
Not only that, alcohol in a post-apocalyptic setting can be used as currency.
Right. You can barter with alcohol. That is correct. Exxon Drug said Life Straw allows you to drink anywhere, only $20. I've got about 4 of them. Let's see. Little hot people Tamara matches and a knife. Emergency meals from Costco. A radio. Reese's peanut butter cups just for you, Ben. Well, I'm going to have to share them. You know, if that's what we needed for survival, I would be sharing it with a lot of people. All right, I'm going to give you the answer right now, and some of you may beg to differ, but I actually already gave you the answer when I asked that question, or when I gave you the statistics about air, water, and food. The number one thing that you need is water. You have to have water. That is the number one resource, okay? So if you're by a river or a lake, or you've got a swimming pool full of water, or you've got a creek, anything that contains water, your hot water heater, if the power goes out, you've got water in there, right? So there's many different sources that you can find water. It is by far number one. And none of us, and I'll guarantee you this right now, none of us can live without it. None of us. And if that one person out there says, well, I own a dairy farm and I can get milk all I want. Well, guess what? That cow needs water too. All right. Keep that in mind.
Here's why I said salt. Okay.
All right. Tell me.
Salt, the body actually has to have salt for one.
A certain percentage. That's
Right.
correct.
But if you have salt,
Yep.
you can get water.
Okay.
I guarantee you, I would love to see you do this experiment. Well, now it would take a day or two, but you take a pie pan and a 5-gallon bucket, take some rock salt, poke some holes in that pie pan, put rock salt in that pie pan, put the pie pan over the 5-gallon bucket, and it will draw the moisture out of the air and act as a dehumidifier, and the water will drip down in that 5-gallon bucket.
Who doggy?
Homemade
Wow.
dehumidifier.
By God, I've got plenty of 5-gallon buckets behind me. And believe it or not, since I collect aluminum and tin foil and aluminum cans, all that good stuff, I've got the pie tins as well. I certainly do.
I would love to see you do a video on that.
I would like to
Show
try
people.
that. I would like to try that. see what
There's
happens.
other videos about that on YouTube, but I'd love to see you do that. And you can do that in your own basement and draw the humidity out of your basement or your laundry room or whatever. It's basically a homemade dehumidifier.
Sounds good. I brought up on when we just barely touched on this topic here several days back, but Green Bay Wacky was up on the panel. I said, listen, I've got the Sawyer Mini filter, personal filter, and I've got the Life Straw as well. And I got a third one, but I can't remember who makes it. But anyhow, I said, Dave, you could use the water that's in your toilet tank. And he went, ew, what's wrong with that? All you got to do is use one of your filters and you can actually drink the water out of the back of your toilet or in your toilet tank. And you can also drink water out of your bowl. All right. You can actually do that. I mean, if you get a good enough filter, I think it's down to what, 0.1 microns or less.
Yeah.
It's going to filter out anything. It for the most part, it's going to filter out most anything. So, and I've seen people actually take a Life Straw and drink out of their toilet bowl. Now, most of you would never consider that. Okay, most of you wouldn't consider that.
I know what drops in that toilet bowl.
Yeah. But remember, it came out of us, so why not?
Well, that's true.
Kaylee N says we have a basement dehumidifier. Could we drink that water? Yeah, that is literally just like building that. It's pulling moisture out of the air. That is pure water that's in that. As long as you keep the keep the container clean that the water accumulates in, you should be able to drink that.
Sure, why not?
I recycle it. I put it in my mop bucket and then put the cleaning chemicals in there, and I'll use it to mop the floors with. Saves on the water bill, doesn't it? I mean,
Well, no, I suppose so. I suppose so. I know that some states don't allow this, and I can't remember which states, or it's not so much states, it's certain cities that don't allow rainwater collection.
Yeah, Washington's a big one.
Washington's
Ohio
a
is
big
a
one.
state where it's supposedly illegal to collect rainwater, but nobody ever polices it.
Do you know what kind of bullshit that is?
Yeah,
I think that who owns the fucking rain? Who owns the damn rain? Come on now. Ain't nothing wrong with collecting water off the roof of your house when it rains out, right?
and using it in the garden.
Use it in the garden. Yep, a lot of people, and that's why they do that. They do use it in their gardens.
Yeah.
Wow. So I've got a 250-gallon cubit. It's not called a cubit, but it's one of those square plastic.
Mhm.
Right.
There's a name for those damn things, and it has a metal cage around it. Well,
Right.
it holds
Water
200.
tank.
What's that?
Water tank.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a water tank. It has a big old lid on top that you screw off, and then it has a valve toward the
Yeah,
floor.
they use those containers for like used oil.
You can use it, yeah,
recycling.
for
Yeah.
chemicals, and you can also use it food grade.
Mhm.
So
Right.
they're packed with food items as well. So you just clean them out, disinfect them, and you'll be okay, right? So I've got one here, and it's been holding 250 gallons of water for about 3 years now. I would have no problem drinking out of that at all. I would use it for cooking. I would use it for bathing. So it's advisable to have something like that. They run about, now you can get them on Craigslist. If you're in America, you can get them on Craigslist for as cheap as, I've seen them as cheap as $50. Now, some
Really?
people take advantage of that and they'll run it $300-400 for one of those units. They're not worth it. Do not pay $300-400. All right. You
Oh
can
my
get them for as
goodness.
cheap as $50. They've also got the 55-gallon barrels out there made of the same material, and you can get them food grade. Okay. Those are the
For
ones that
about
you want.
10
Food
bucks
grade.
a barrel around here.
Yeah. You can get them for $10 a barrel. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. I used to have four of them, and you can stack them. You can stack them. I feel safe at two. I won't go up to three. But once you fill it, keep in mind where you place it is where it's going to stay because you ain't moving it. All right.
Right,
You ain't
right.
moving it. Um, so most of those 55-gallon barrels do not come with a spigot. You'll have to go out and buy yourself a spigot. And there's plenty of videos here on YouTube that you can watch on how to prepare one of those 55-gallon barrels to have a spigot on it. Smart idea. Smart idea. Water, number one resource that you need to survive. And there is no doubt about that. Let's see. Do I have a message from I want to call him Grandpa, but that's not his name. What the? Shit, I haven't seen him for so long. Iron Dog, I'm sending you a link right now, buddy. I'm sending you a link right now. Um, Grandpa's place. Did you send me a message, man? Send me a message and I can send you a link, okay? Let's see. Um, Iron Dog 63. Where are you, Iron Dog? I don't see a message from you, man. Where'd you send it to? Uh, um, uh, Ghost Mafia, can you let the people know what you do outside of just doing YouTube? I mean, there's other things you do, emergency stuff. Matter of fact, with
With
Uber
Uber,
Goober.
yeah, we've done many like hurricane streams, things like that.
Yeah.
Let people know about what they needed. Let them know about where the hurricanes were at or tornadoes, um, and just try to help people out, keep them aware, keep them aware of what's going on. Um, some people in their cities, maybe the radio tower's been taken out or something. They only have online, or they don't have, cable. They just watch TV on the internet, and this is their source of information. We've helped many people out.
Oh boy, yeah.
Coastal was a prime example of that because we were able to get him out of there and his neighbor. And when they came back, the hurricane had wiped his neighbor's house clean off the face of the earth. It was gone.
He would have been dead if he
Yeah.
was going to stay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, just to letting people know, if you guys are sticking it out, make sure that you have this, everything that you need to weather the storm because, it's going to be bad. And you have to prepare for a worst case scenario. It's better to be over prepared than under prepared.
That's right.
Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's my philosophy.
Now, my question is, with this coronavirus coming, it doesn't affect our water supply though, does it?
I haven't heard anything about that. I have not heard about that. If I would know about that, I would be sharing that. But I don't know.
I don't
Honestly,
think it is.
I don't think it would because there's so many chemicals that they put into the purification process of the water that even the fluoride and everything that they put in there, it should be germ free. You know what I mean?
Right.
On the panel, we've got Grandpa's place. I'm glad that you could join us, man. How you doing?
Hey, Grandpa.
Oh, doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. So let me ask you there, Grandpa's place. Now I know more than probably most of the people in here is that you have an off-grid place out in the middle of some place, And that is kind of like your desire to maybe live that way one day. Or if the grid goes down, you've got a place that you can go to. So you built the camp yourself, and you have a lot of amenities that you need to survive. Can you talk about that a little bit? What you do?
Oh, well, it was set up as a hunting cabin more than anything else. But yeah, in an SHTF situation, I could pack it up and head out there. But that
Okay.
also depends on, is it wise to pack up and move at that point, or is it something you should wait on? It's far enough back in the woods that my nearest neighbor's over a mile and a half away. So I don't have to worry about anybody coming across it. But
No, that's prepared for you and your wife, correct? Is
yes,
it only enough for just you and her, or could you bring a relative or two, or a close friend, or what?
as long as you don't mind sleeping on the porch.
Okay.
Now, I like to keep some extra food out there just in case,
Okay.
which is some canned goods. I've got some beef jerky, probably enough to get us by a couple of days.
Okay.
And in a couple of days, I guarantee I could get at least a couple of animals out there. There's enough critters that if you have you seen the picture from the feeder cab?
No, I haven't.
I've got a picture of the feeder, and there's 23 raccoons all
Oh
right up in it.
no.
What
Wow.
are we having for dinner? Trash panda.
Actually, raccoon tastes really good.
Had
I've
raccoon.
I've shot a couple of them so far.
I had it in a stew though. It wouldn't. You couldn't tell it was raccoon or anything. It just tastes like beef stew.
The missus made raccoon pot pie,
Oh.
and
Wow.
it tasted like roast beef.
Yeah,
It was that
Ooh.
good.
it actually
Ooh.
does. It kind of tastes more like beef than like most people say wild game. It tastes like chicken. No, raccoon actually. It's got kind of a meatier consistency to it, like beef.
You just have to be careful because they carry canine diphtheria. So you need to keep your dogs away from the meat, at least until it's cooked.
Now, what's the temperature that you must cook meat at to where it's safe to eat? Now,
180 degrees.
180 degrees. That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Yep. You,
So
you
for
got to.
those people out there that like to eat rare or medium rare, guess what? You're gonna have to cook a little bit more. That's exactly right. Now,
So,
how else are you prepared out there at the camp?
I've got a variety of animal traps
Okay.
specifically for coons and possums and coyotes and bobcats because those are out there as well.
All right.
I've got some canned goods. We don't have any water at the moment, but that's just because I have not gotten out there and dug a well by hand yet. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to because you saw the car accident that I was in
How long have you been gone?
about a year.
That was a year ago?
Yeah, well, and some stuff came out of the exams from the car accident. So, one of the reasons that I've been in a lot of pain is I've got early onset severe osteoarthritis in both shoulders and my knees.
Oh, that's gonna kind of limit you on what you can do. Oh, wow. Wow.
So,
Sorry to
it's
hear that.
restricted me as to what I can do out at the cabin and how much I can lift.
Oh, wow.
So, I need to find one of my daughter's friends to go out and dig a well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're gonna need to get someone out there. I mean, seriously, man, with what's going on right now, I'd be hopping to that project as quick as I could. Plus, getting more supplies out there.
Well, now, things that I have not put up on YouTube,
Yeah.
I've actually got a 77 square foot walk in pantry here at the house,
Okay.
and we maintain a year's worth of food in the pantry.
Okay. Smart. Very smart.
Now, that came about in 99 to 2000 during the Y2K thing.
Right.
About 2 years before that, my mom hooked me up with a couple that was Mormon. And I don't know how many people know this, but the Mormons actually practice food storage for lean times.
That's right. That's right.
They have books on the subject, they have pamphlets on the subject, and you can pretty much go to the Mormon church and tell them you're interested, and they'll hook you up with a group of people. Yep,
There's the book that you need right there.
that's it.
There's your survival book. I'll tell you. I
Well,
ain't kidding.
they'll hook you up with a group of people, and the people that do this will get together and do bulk purchases. A lot of times the Mormon church will have a canning area where they can do the seals on the number 10 cans, so you can pack up number 10 cans with rice or dried beans or things like that, put your oxygen absorbers in it and seal the can.
Sure. Hold on just a second. On the panel, we have with us Iron Dog 63. Brother, welcome to the panel.
How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. And I knew that this would probably be a topic you would be interested in.
Oh, I'm interested in it. That's I don't know. I think it's running behind because I'm seeing everybody else talking and stuff, but I'm not moving my lips yet, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. There's probably going to be a delay on some. I've seen a delay for up to 30 seconds. That's kind of crazy.
Right?
So, but yeah, just keep going right ahead. You're doing fine, man.
Okay. You guys want to know what I prep? I tell you what I prep. I got a food pantry downstairs that would make most people jealous. I've got enough food down there for 10 or 15, maybe even 20 people for 3 or 4 months. Probably 200-300 pounds of different kinds of beans, between pinto beans, navy beans, refried beans, whatever you want to call them, and black beans. I've got it all. I dehydrate. I do all sorts of stuff. I've probably got 20 sleeping bags. I know I got 5 tents, and there's probably 10 or 15 air mattresses. So I got enough. If we had to move the whole family out to the woods, there'd be more than enough room and more than enough accommodations for everybody. So.
Nice. Now let me ask you, do you have videos on canning so people could check that out?
Yes, I do. And I can bacon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen bacon canned before, but I've homemade canned bacon. I just done cabbage soup. I done seasoned steak, and then I shredded up. I canned that, and then I canned seasoned steak that was cubed. I just done that last week. What else? Another big thing that people don't think about is your dishware. A lot of people think, I'm just going to take, I got some dishes. I'll use paper plates or plastic spoons.
Right.
Everything I have for prep is steel. I got steel coffee cups. The steel coffee cups you can cook out of if you had to. Okay.
That's right.
I got steel plates. I got the stainless steel silverware that all to go with all that. So.
Now let me ask you something, Keith.
Yeah.
There you go. The spotted one. Yep, that's right. That's been around for years and years.
Yep.
Now let me ask you something. If you have to bug out, are you going to have all that weight in your bag when you bug out? What is plan B if you got to bug out? Because you know damn well you can't carry all that stuff with you.
Well, if I've got the thermal blankets, okay, and I've got a giant backpack that's about the size of my dining room table, okay.
Oh.
So I can carry enough stuff in that, for 4 or 5 people to live out of that bag. But I got thermal blankets, which are the aluminum foil blankets. I've got the little air mattresses that roll up into like a little coil.
Yep.
I got a bunch of them that you can sleep on the ground with. As far as that, then the cookware and stuff. I've got the little bitty camping cook pots and stuff that have everything with it. So. Okay. If I had to leave in a short notice, I could fill up that big backpack and probably, I've got dehydrated food. So, and if I'm leaving and it's going to be fast, because we're going to take dehydrated food. We're not taking canned goods.
Exactly, exactly. And some people don't think about that because when it comes to an emergency situation, what we're all going to be stressed out. That's just a part of an emergency that you got to get out quickly, and so we don't think straight. But it's something that you got to practice, and you got to practice it every day. I've always said that. You know, in the Boy Scouts, it was be prepared, and I haven't ever forgotten that. So practice makes perfect. So always be prepared, even if you don't want to be prepared for that day, make yourself do it. You will not regret it. You will benefit more than most. And if you can tell your friends, your neighbors, or your family members, hey, we're gonna do this right now. We're doing a test. We're doing a test. Oh, I don't want to do it. Well, guess what? You're gonna do it anyway. Do you want to survive or not? So I say always be prepared.
I'll tell you a test you ought to do.
What's that?
If you guys are stocking up on dehydrated stuff,
Yeah.
yeah, that test is eat that for 30 days.
I knew it.
That's a challenge, isn't it? No, that's not a test. That's a challenge.
No, that's a test because you will find out really quick that a change in your diet like that
Yeah.
will cause all kinds of problems with the bathroom.
Mhm.
And the last thing you want is to be stuck on the toilet in that situation.
That's why I say right now while we got the time, buy some of these items. Go to the Army surplus stores. They sell it. There's other places that sell the dehydrated foods. Just test it. They do sell sample packs. They even give some of the companies even give away sample packs. Try these out right now. Okay, order them, try them out right now, and you keep the ones that you like, and then just order those items. Okay, because you know you'll eat them. You know your family and friends will eat them. So that's a suggestion that I should make to you. But be prepared for this. The prices are a little steep. You're going to pay a little bit more because it's a prepper item.
But here's the thing, Sam's Club
Yep.
and some of those bulk stores, you can buy them in bulk and get a price break on them. You can order them through the website and they will ship them right to the store and you just go in and pick them up.
Matter of fact, you could buy them by the pallet if you wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, I'm going to do a video this coming week.
Okay.
I'm going to dehydrate venison ground burger.
Nice. I love venison ground burger. Hell yeah, buddy.
Now, nobody will eat venison ground burger but me, so that's why I'm going to dehydrate. I'm going to dehydrate it so that way, even if I dehydrated hamburger, she wouldn't eat it because she'd say, I ruined it. I'm going to do a video and show everybody how to dehydrate hamburger or ground burger. So.
Hell yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. See, I grew up with that stuff. During the wintertime, we had 4 tags. And if we wanted to, we could have had 8 because it was 2 per person out in the state of Montana. So we never had any problems with storing our freezer up with venison. And mom and dad did everything with it. I mean, everything from sausage to burger. I mean, and we survived. It cut back on the grocery bill like you wouldn't believe. Trust me, we're talking about thousands for a family of 4. So if you're a hunter out there, I would suggest that that would be a great way to prep yourself. No matter where you go out in the woods, there's going to be animals running about. So I think you have a pretty good chance of surviving.
At least until an SHTF situation. And then all those weekend warriors are out in the woods trying to hunt the animals.
That's right. That's right. You're exactly right.
Here's the thing that a lot of people that are preppers but aren't preppers. If you're going to be a prepper, make sure you know how to process an animal. I actually, one year for Christmas, asked my daughter asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I said, there's a book out there on how to butcher and process all wild game. I mean, it goes from muskrat to raccoon to groundhog to beaver, whatever. It's got almost every known animal in the United States, wild animal, that you can process.
Now, do you have that book available there at the house?
I have it here, but it's in my camping or my stuff.
Okay.
I have to get it out one of these days and then I'll show it to you. Yeah.
There's going to be a few people out there in the chat that are going to be like, well, I'm a city boy. I would never know how to survive out there. But if you go online there is survival training courses that you can take. I actually took one down in Logan County, West Virginia. It was a 2-week course, and we were out in the woods the whole time. They teach you, roots, insects, things like that, water sources. They'll teach you all that stuff. And it's, if you could take that course, man, you're going to be a lot better off.
I'm glad you brought that up, Ghost Puppy, because that is absolutely true. I mean, you pay so much for these courses, either a 1-day course or up to 2 weeks, and they got some that are even beyond that. But those for the really athletic, energetic kind of people that are determined. Okay, but I would suggest that maybe y'all check into something like that and into these courses, and at least you'll have your foot inside the door before many else will, because a lot of people won't take this serious. But
Well,
hey, knowledge, what's wrong with gaining a little bit more knowledge? At least you'll have it.
there's nothing wrong with that. But I tell you what, look up On Demand or look up on YouTube. You might be able to find it. There used to be a show on the Weather Channel called Fat Guys in the Woods.
Fat guys in the woods?
Yep.
That's me. That's me.
Hey, that's what I thought when he said he took a course. I figured that was it, but it wasn't. But Weather Channel had Fat Guys in the Woods. They'd take out 3 or 4 guys, one guy would, and they'd live out there for a week, and they would survive. Yeah. So,
Wow, I'm loving that, man.
so I mean, a lot of these guys were city slickers and didn't know which side a knife was sharp and which side wasn't.
Oh,
I was actually ahead of the game when I took that course, because I was a hunter, did fishing. I hunted ginseng and yellow root, things like that. So I was a backwoodsman type of person myself. I just took the course. It was offered to me. I didn't have to pay for it. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Hold on just a second. Our good friend Uber Goober has to leave. Uber, before you leave the panel there, do you have anything else to offer? I mean, you're in a situation where you're on oxygen. Can you offer any piece of information to others that are living off oxygen? Oh, she might have already hopped off the panel. Got it.
She hopped off.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
here's something. If you guys are on insulin, if anybody's on insulin that needs refrigerated
Yes.
and SHTF hits,
Yep.
find a river. Okay, find a river. Get you a good plastic bag and seal that insulin up in a plastic bag and put it in the river, between some rocks, and that'll keep it cool enough and keep it cold so it'll stay. I mean, but if this SHTF hits, it's just a matter of time before you run out of that stuff. So,
Right.
I mean, you'll stay, hopefully things will stop before that, and you can get back to getting your medicine. But
I hate to put out the truth here, but the first people to go are going to be the people in hospitals, people that are in clinics, people with bad health, the elderly and infants. They're the first to go. People that are dependent on other people, they will be the first to go, because those people that take care of the elderly and the sick, they've got to take care of themselves and their families. So there won't be anyone to take care of them. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
I completely understand and agree with that. I understand it. But my story, Ben.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I couldn't walk for 5 years, and if it wasn't for my wife taking care of me, I'd have been dead a long time ago.
That's right.
Well, now I can walk. I mean, I can walk pretty decent, but I still can't walk, 5-6 miles. I can walk a mile maybe if I had to, but then I'm going to have to take, a couple-hour break. But I've got a new knee and a new hip, and even though they're both replacement parts, they still don't work like the original factory equipment.
Yeah. Too bad that stuff wasn't like guaranteed for life, man. Because I've known people who have had to have several knee replacements before the good Lord took them away.
Right.
I looked into it because of my shoulders, and what I found, the doctor said he wouldn't do it because I was too young. But what I found was that basically shoulder replacements and hip replacements are good for about 10 years.
Okay.
So with my age, current age, which is younger than most people think.
How old are you?
I won't say nothing.
Old enough to know better than to answer that question.
Well, I was just wondering because I was 53 when I got my first joint replacement.
I have not hit 50 yet.
He's edging it. Okay, let's just say that he's edging it.
Oh, Cab, come on.
Oh man.
The look on Iron Dog's face was worth that statement.
I'm going to tell you right now, son, you are looking old for 50. Not old.
Oh no!
Look at this guy. I got blue jeans older than you, man.
Oh
It's-
man.
It's the beard. It's the beard. It makes me look a lot older, and I enjoy it.
I'm the oldest one here.
That's true. You are. And he brags about it. He comes at me. He's just under a year older than I am, and he lets me know it too. He lets me know it. I'm the old one around here.
49 weeks older than he is, or something like that.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I could have swore that he was, in his 60s. So.
Holy crap!
No way.
And by the way, here's another thing that you guys might want to consider putting in your preps. See that?
Oh, hold on a second. I was just looking at those yesterday.
I bought
just looking at those.
I bought this at the Goodwill for $1. Nice,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And it's got a metal case, closes, locks up.
Nice. Those tools can be used for more than just what they're made for.
You're right.
There's a lot of uses for those. And a lot of you wouldn't think so. But you can look up on YouTube uses of fingernail clippers, uses of fingernail files. You would be surprised. You would be surprised.
Right. And make sure you
Yeah.
have one of these in your preps too. See?
Oh yeah, multi-tool. Oh yes.
This is an Ozark Trail.
Okay,
Nice.
I will show you the most important thing to have in your prepping package.
Go for it, man.
A condom.
Okay.
Actually, multiple condoms, unlubricated,
Okay. And the reason?
because they can store water,
That's right.
that you can put things in them and tie them off and keep things from water.
Yeah.
Those are the two biggest uses. They can be used on a wound to hold a bandage in place. It was something that they taught in Boy Scouts of all places.
They can also be used for a tourniquet.
They can.
That's a last resort, but it can be used as a tourniquet as well.
And you know what else you can use them for?
What's that?
A condom.
Right.
Hey, you'd have to use my size for a tourniquet because small ones just.
Oh God, I knew it.
All those times dropping bombs over there on Green Bay Wackies, you had to expect one on your street.
Well, listen, you may not know all each other, but I got to remember who I've got on the panel because I know each one of you, and I know you all got a good sense of humor.
You know what it says at the underneath the serial numbers on a condom?
What's that?
One more roll.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them say made in China. And I'd be reluctant to buy anything from that country at this point. Okay, I'm just saying that's just me. That's just me.
So, on that subject of China,
Yes.
I order a lot of stuff out of China, a lot of electronics and a lot of parts.
Yes.
Same here.
When you guys were talking about the death rate of the COVID virus earlier,
Yes.
there's what's being reported and there's what's really going on.
Exactly.
The Chinese media does not let everything out.
That's right.
But most of my orders are running 3 to 4 weeks behind right now.
Yep.
And I'm not even seeing them ship. And if it's hitting the order centers and they're not being able to process these orders, then it's probably bigger than what we're being led to believe.
Well, that's just it. The Chinese government, I mean, you're talking about the superpower, okay? They're not going to want it to get out that their country has a weakness, okay? So they literally probably kept this hush-hush until that one doctor who has already died from the coronavirus already
Right.
leaked it. So once it was leaked, it was out. But how long did it go on before it was leaked? How long before it got too far out of hand where they couldn't control it anymore? How long before the rest of the world found out that this virus even existed? That's the question. We've known about it for about 2 months now. But how long was it going on over there before it got leaked? That's the question.
You know what really kind of pisses me off is when I was a kid, most things were made in USA. You would see it on just about any packaged good that was ever put out there, frying pan to a dishwasher. Everything was made in the USA, and a lot of it has now relocated over to that country of China. And so it's almost as if we're going to have to reinvent ourselves again. There's going to have to be people who can say, you know what, I'm willing to start up a business here in America because we need to watch out for our own instead of depending on someone else. And we aren't the best of friends with China. We aren't. That's just the way it is. So, you know, we need to get some inventors out there and start opening up some stores here and make American made products again. Anything wrong with them. Wasn't anything wrong with them. You had to pay a little bit more for quality, right? And it was quality goods back in the day.
You're right, and that's the reason why they're no longer made in America is because everybody opted for the cheaper shit out of
That's
China.
right. Yep.
So, Cab, what you're saying is make America great again.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Keep America great.
You take even American firearms. I'm sitting here. I'm not going to show it on the screen, Cab. Don't worry.
All right.
I've got my Springfield arms. Now, Springfield was always made in Springfield, Massachusetts, right?
There we go.
You know, they have
It
outsourced.
was Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, Springfield, Illinois. They're made in Croatia now.
Oh.
Made in Croatia.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, my 1945. My 1945 Colt 911A1 was made in America.
Hell yeah, buddy. Let me tell you something. I was horrified by this, and I'm not going to apologize for it, but I've always been a big Craftsman lover. I love Craftsman tools. They were guaranteed warranty, everything, okay? And then I found out just a couple years ago, a secret came out. Craftsman tools are no longer made in the United States. Guess where they're made at? China. Yes, indeed. So I no longer buy Craftsman. I think I've got plenty to last me a lifetime, but I was horrified when I heard that. Craftsman, a great American company, went rogue on me, damn it.
Here's something you guys might want to consider about putting in your props.
That looks like a rubber band, a big one.
It is a big one. You can slice this in half and get you a tree branch, and now you have a slingshot.
That's true. Very true. Where do you get those at there, Iron Dog?
I don't know. Kathy brought this home from work. It was around something at work, and I'll see if she can get some more of these. But you know, that makes a hell of a slingshot.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
If,
yeah.
You know, rabbit and squirrel or whatever.
Yeah.
Bicycle inner tube works well too.
Awesome. Yep, that's true. That's true.
And
if you got a piece of crap bike out in the yard that's been sitting there, you know, and you're never going to use it again, see if the inner tube inside is still good and put it to some good use.
Right.
you know, it always amazed me, like growing up, I'd go to my great grandparents' farm or whatever. And, you know, they had like the garages and the barns all locked up. And it was amazing to me, like the stuff that they repurposed. Okay. So like they would have a log chain on the garage doors or something, but that log chain would be run through an old bicycle inner tube. And that kept that chain from rusting for well over 40 years.
Wow.
They would take a piece of a regular tire inner tube and on the switches out there in the barn, put that tire inner tube, nail it on the wall, cover those switches, and that kept them switches from going bad.
Well, listen, here's another idea. I'm going to save some people some money right now. Now, a slingshot doesn't cost that much money, and I'm not talking about going out and buy the top of the line and what have you. You can either make your own, and trust me, If you come here to a great place called YouTube, there is a little box at the top up there that you can put your query in. So type in how to make a slingshot. It will bring up many, many channels with all their varied ideas. So if you can't afford a gun, okay, or you're not allowed to own a gun, go ahead and check out how to make a slingshot. It's better than nothing at all, okay? And teach yourself how to use one. Teach yourself.
How to shoot arrows with a slingshot.
I would like to see that.
That there are videos out there on how to modify a slingshot so you can put arrows in it and use it to hunt.
I'll be damned. What a fancy idea. I'm gonna have to look that up, man.
They have a contraption now that they're selling. I've even seen them on Wish, and it's just it's almost like a rubber balloon, and you put the back of the arrow in, and you pull the balloon back, put that arrow in it, and it's just like a slingshot. You can shoot that arrow. It's like a circular thing with a balloon stretched through it, and you just grab the knock on the arrow. I was like, that's ingenious.
I'm going to show something to all of you, and for some of you, it might have been years since you've seen this kind of stuff. So I don't want to scare you, and don't make fun of me now, okay? But you could get these. What I'm about to show you, you can get them online, Amazon, eBay, Craigslist. You could get them at secondhand stores, thrift stores, yard sales. They're all out there, and if you find them for a good deal, get as many as you can. And then once you get them home, go through the ones that are going to be the most helpful to you if the grid goes down. If your computer goes down, in other words, you won't have that resource anymore. But there will always be this resource. Check it out. Right there. Not the angels and all that, but behind the angels, what do you see? You see books of knowledge. I've got emergency preparedness books here. All right, I've got medical books here. I've got first aid books here. I've got gardening books here. All right, all the books that would be the most important to you. Now, I showed you earlier this one right here. This is an important book, and this is from the Mormon Church. All right, and it has everything from A to B, how to survive. How to wash your laundry without using a washing machine, how to can goods, right? How to dried foods. Everything that you need to know is going to be inside this book. And you can find that if you can get it used in good condition on eBay, I would suggest that you invest in it. All right. And there's one other book. I've showed this before as well. And it's this one right here. Hold on a second. It's called Country Wisdom and Know-How. Also kind of like that, the LDS Preparedness Manual. This has everything in it that you need to know. Look at that. These are some of the stuff. If you can read those, I don't know if you can read those items. Hold on. Come on, clear up for me.
Country Wisdom Know-How.
Yes. Everything on how to make soap to how to can goods. Everything that you need to know is going to be in this book. It's Country Wisdom and Know-How.
I'm going to show you guys something right here real quick.
All right.
And if you have this, you don't have to worry about having anything else, because if you have this, you can get everything else by having this.
All right.
And that is this.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Explain why now, because I know why.
I know why too.
This right here is made by the Poor Boy Winery, which is me. And this is grape wine. And this is made by the Poor Boy O Winery, and this is apple wine.
Mm.
I have probably only about 15 bottles of wine downstairs right now, but I am starting a 5-gallon batch of blueberry tomorrow. I have got a 5-gallon batch of hard cider right now, flunking away on the roll top. I just did a video on, but in fact, it should be out by now. So
now that has a trade value to it, or a barter value to it.
Oh yeah.
And in a situation of down grid, and that you need to survive, there's some people are just going to want to go out and just let the world take them out, and
Right.
they would prefer to be drunk so they don't feel it as much.
Mhm.
And there's other people that are smart when it comes to bartering items. Tobacco and alcohol are number one items to barter with.
But do
I,
you want the bottles of liquor, or do you want to know how to make the liquor? Because I got the equipment. I got the equipment to turn that into whiskey.
Ooh.
yeah.
Same here.
Well,
I
I
was
can.
just gonna say, Iron Dog, get with me after the stream. Maybe we could hook up some trades with some moonshine. Talk about it later.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, lady Swan, good to see you, girl.
Right now, I've got. What I did is I took almost 200 pounds of apples, and I took my Jack LaLanne. Well, hi.
Hello.
I took my Jack LaLanne food processor or juicer, and I juiced 200 pounds of apples. I got 8 quarts of apple butter out of it, which I done that.
Oh, yummy.
But the rest of it, I used made apple cider with, and I got about 4.5 gallons of apple cider.
Mm.
And that's where I made this apple jack from. Okay. So,
Oh, 4.5 gallons of apple cider, add a half a gallon of honey to it, and go to town.
I tell you what, you guys look at my channel, go look at my apple pie moonshine. And if that ain't the best stuff you've ever had, I'm telling you, I got 20,000 views on my apple pie moonshine.
Nice.
Nice.
I use 190 proof Everclear.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. You can't get any more moonshine than 190 proof Everclear. So, you know.
I make my own. I could pour a shot glass full of moonshine, straight moonshine, light it on fire, and it'll burn for 45 minutes until the moonshine's all gone.
Right.
That's some stout stuff.
Speaking of stuff that burns for long periods of time, they've got prepper candles out there. They don't call them prepper candles, but these candles are special because they will burn for hours and hours. The longest burning candle that I've seen that you can pack along with you is about 8 hours. That's about 8 hours. It's going to have some weight to it. You can get smaller candles. You'd have to get several of them to equal that of a larger one. But there are candles out there, and I can't remember the company who puts them out, but they're quality and they're worth having in your prepper bag.
I keep
Well,
how do you
I'm gonna have
describe
to
them?
jump down off of here, brother. I got to go get ready for the
Wow,
show.
time went quick, man. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Wow.
Everclear. Now, in my state, you can only get the 151 Everclear.
Right. You can get this.
Depends
This
on
is
what state you're in as the 190 Everclear.
This is Indiana. And my brother lives in Indiana. I'm only 70 miles from Indiana. This is a half-gallon bottle.
Mm.
So that will make a 5-gallon batch of apple pie moonshine. So,
Now you just keep this for your own consumption, isn't that right?
well, of course, that'd be against the law if you sold any of it.
Right? All right, guys. I'm gonna jump out of here.
Ghost,
Everybody, thanks for having me up here, Cab.
I
Love to see you.
appreciate your knowledge, man. Thank you so much for bringing it up.
Hey, and
All
one
right.
last
Take care,
thing.
lady.
Knowledge is power. There is YouTube videos out there. There's all kinds of things you can learn. Everything from making a hydrogen generator to, converting a car to run on wood smoke. Guys,
A gasifier.
out. Yeah.
Oh.
Check some of that stuff out. That's all like prepper knowledge, man. That knowledge is power. You might not have the books or you might not have the access to the books, but while you have internet, learn all you can. So that being said, I'm out.
All right, Ghost, before you get off the panel, I'm going to do another one of these, but I'm going to start around 6 o'clock in the evening. So if you want to be part of that, we're going to talk about the same stuff because there's always going to be new people in there. So it'll be new to them. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Take care, brother.
All right. Later on, guys.
I just yesterday was on Facebook Marketplace, and there's a guy like 45 miles from here has a 5-gallon still for sale. Stainless steel still. It's got a 5-gallon bucket. It's got the thumper and the coil. So $75. So I told him I would, if he still has it Friday, I would probably consider coming down and buying it, because that's the first chance I'm going to have to get down there. So,
Well, now hold on a sec. Here's how this scenario is going to turn out. Because I've known Keith for a few years. Keith's going to get down there and go, wow, my God, $75. Let's see, I've got $55 in my pocket right now that's just burning a hole. What do you think? I'll take it off your hands. I've got the equipment to load it up. You take $50, $55, and the guy will more than likely say yes. And there he is, because this man knows how to get a bargain. He knows how to get a bargain.
I'm a deal maker.
Hell yeah, man, you are.
I'm telling you, I've got so much stuff that's deals, it's pathetic. People can't believe all the deals I get, but I do. I get good deals all the time.
Yeah, he does. I ain't kidding when he says that. I've known him long enough. And over the years, he's talked about the next good deal that he got. And I'm going, son of a bitch, I was just looking for those.
I
And
just
I paid this amount and you paid what?
I bought what was it, 2 months ago? I bought 20 pounds of seasoned steak,
Oh,
cubes, just like
yep.
the stuff you buy at Chipotle, and it's from Chipotle. But I got it for $2 a pound. Already,
Wow.
So I brought it. I bought it home. I put it in little bitty, 1 quart bags, and I put it in the freezer. So
Son of a bitch.
yeah, but you
Well,
can buy steak for $2 a pound.
heck yeah, man. Well, you run your own vendor cart too, a hot dog cart, correct?
Yes,
That's right. Can you explain a little bit about that?
we own a hot dog cart. It's called Grab a Dog. We sell all beef hot dogs and Polish sausages with. You can either have chili or sauerkraut on them. You can have cheese, jalapeno, Vidalia onions that are pickled. Then you get regular onions and relish, ketchup, mustard. There's different kinds of mustard. You can have some of the deli mustards. I have a few of those, and hot sauce.
Ooh.
I'm also going to put A1 steak sauce on there because somebody asked me about that. And I figured, what the hell,
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a new one on me.
yeah. But we sell, mainly everything from Michigan as much as we can.
Right.
But I just worked out getting a deal set up with Buffalo Dogs.
Oh.
And what that is they're from Buffalo, New York. They're the same hot dogs they sell in the Buffalo Stadium there, the football stadium.
Oh, nice.
And these things are really, really nice. They're not all beef, but these things go for like $7.50 a pound. So
Holy crap.
they're an expensive hot dog. So, but I think we're gonna buy those and start selling those on the hot dog cart. We're gonna offer the all beef still.
Sure.
But once you have a buffalo dog, you'll throw that all beef away to the dog or to the cat.
My favorite burger in the whole world, it's $10 a pound. But for me, and I can't, it's not like I could eat it every day, maybe once a year. And it's called Buffalo Burger.
Right?
And they sell it in certain grocery stores around here. It's actually made from buffalo, and it's gonna cost you a little bit because it's not one of those items that's always available. So if you see it, at least try it once. And I can't imagine you telling me, boy, Ben, that tastes like shit. I'm going back to beef. Well, my opinion, this is just my opinion. I would take buffalo over beef any day.
My
Yep.
only issue with buffalo burgers is that there's just not enough fat in them to get them to really cook out well. If you cut that buffalo with like some 60-40 beef,
Oh,
you get a better product.
oh, you're talking about mixing it
Yes,
together.
Well, either that or chop up some bacon and throw in it.
that'll work as well.
Or
Or
Italian
fat back
sausage.
if you can get it.
Maybe even some Italian sausage.
Yeah,
Huh?
That's going to
Use
give it
that.
some spice and some zap.
yeah. I just had ground buffalo hamburger the other it was about 4 months ago. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
If I could afford it,
I've
I'd get
been,
it all the time.
I've been making sausages here at the house just
well,
because. And one of the things that we did was there's an Arabic dish called kofta that is a combination of beef and lamb with a variety of spices in it. And I made up a bunch of it and stuffed it into sausage casings. I'll tell you what, that makes a really good sausage.
Jim, you know what I'm dreaming of right now, and I can't help it. When you were explaining that, all I could think of was bratwurst, and I love bratwurst, man. I know it's not good for me, but I love the hell out of it.
I've made bratwurst. I've
Oh,
made British bangers, and I've made summer sausage so far.
very nice.
And most of the reason that I'm doing it is that I'm learning how sausage goes together,
Mm-hmm.
so that when I shoot my next deer, I can make sausage.
There you go. See, I've been doing the sausage since I was a kid. Mom and Dad did it every year when it came to venison, right? And we'd ground everything up into burger and then make steaks and what have you. But we had the old-fashioned crank, and you attached it to your table. That's where we would do it with ours. We'd attach this old metal object to the side of the table and have the big bowl underneath. And it's like it's your turn, and it took forever. I mean, and your arms would get tired and all that. But I'll tell you, it was worth your arm getting tired because when you cook that up, oh my word.
I used one of those hand crank ones up until this year.
Is
I
that
bought,
right?
yep, I bought an electric one because I was tired of cranking and it was starting to hurt.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
I bought one, a brand new steel grinder.
Oh, now well, here comes one of those deals, I bet.
It is a deal. It was an electric grinder, brand new, still in the box.
Yeah.
I got it at the Goodwill, and it had a $4 price tag. Now, this is one of those $300 grinders.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
Yeah, it's not one of the $5 or $15 or $20 grinders. This is an all metal grinder.
Wow.
It's a nice one.
Do they have all the pieces to it?
Yes, it was brand new, still in the box. They must have screwed up on the pricing. You know, it probably should have been $40 or something like that, but it was only $4.
Oh, wow.
I picked up a meat slicer, one of the looks like the deli slicers where you put the chunk of meat onto it and go back and forth and it slices it off at the selected thickness.
Yep.
Found one at a thrift store, still new in the box. Paid $8 for it.
That's a pretty good
Yeah.
deal.
You know, it's
That
funny when you go to thrift stores, okay? And I've seen it all the time because I used to go to storage unit auctions, and the people that would be there before anyone else was the people that owned thrift stores, that owned junk stores, all the dealers. And so you knew damn well that most of them had a wad of money in their pocket ready to put down on that storage unit once they won it. So it didn't make it fun for me anymore to go to the storage unit auctions because I only won one unit back in the day. And it's kind of the same with these thrift stores. The people that you see waiting at the door, a lot of times they're not just regular you and me's out there at that front of the line. It's usually those people that own those junk stores because they know what they're looking for.
Yep.
They're smart. They're smart.
I picked up 3 robotic vacuum cleaners at the thrift stores for total was about $33 for all 3 of them.
That's wow. You can't even get one for that price, man.
No, and I've gone and repaired the ones that were broken, but I have a background in electronics, so that's nothing for me to do.
Really?
And
I need some electronic work done.
the wife comes in and says, after I found the first one, she says, "You need to find me 2 more." And I'm like, "Well, why?" So she gets up in the morning before I go to work and makes breakfast. And then after we've eaten breakfast and had coffee, I've had coffee. She goes back to bed for a few hours. Well, she'd been getting up, but as I left, she would get up, go push the start button on the vacuum cleaner and go back to bed. And when she'd get up in a couple of hours, the vacuum would be done and all she'd have to do was empty it. So it was vacuuming the living room for her. She was like, "I want one for each bedroom now."
Holy crap.
I
I
need
got her one for each bedroom.
Look at that.
I need this fixed.
Oh,
Let's
It's
see.
it's just a cheap little Santa Claus radio, but I want it for Christmas. I bought it after Christmas, and I just want to get it fixed. So it doesn't really play radio. What it does, it has pre-selected songs on it, and you just turn it to that channel, and it'll play the song. But I think it'd be pretty cool just leaving it in the kitchen, in the living room or whatever during Christmas.
Yeah.
I give a whopping 75 cents for it. It says $3, but it was 75% off. So
What's wrong with it?
it just won't turn on. So I'm going to take it apart. I think the speaker isn't hooked up maybe or something. I don't know.
Did you change the batteries?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I even put them in correct.
And they weren't corroded.
Nope. So, but I'll tell you one of the better deals I got, and I just got it 3 weeks ago. Well, about a month ago, I guess it was. I went to the Goodwill, and there was a big duffel bag on wheels, and this thing was about 38, 40 inches tall. And it's, a square duffel bag. And I unzipped part of it, the zipper on it, and it had a pillow top, queen size air mattress still in the box. I thought, well, hell, this is, and it said $10. I said, well, I'm going to go up there because it's on sale actually for $5. So I take it up there, I zip it back up, I take it up there, and I give them $5 because I know this thing's a $40 or $50 mattress. So I take it home, I put it in the garage. It's out there for a couple of days. I take it upstairs in the house and put it up in the bedroom, and I leave it there for a couple of days to, get acclimated to the temperature because I didn't want to blow this mattress up while it was still cold. I unzip the other side, and it has a bunch of steel pieces in it, metal pieces. I said, what is this damn thing? I unzip it all the way, and it is one of them air mattresses that's on a bed frame that sits about 18 inches off the ground. Plus, it's a pillow top.
Wow.
This thing, and it's all brand new. It's even got the air pump is still in the bag. It's like a $225 mattress.
Easily.
I got it for $5.
Oh, man. So now you all understand why I keep Keith around, okay?
No. I find good deals like it ain't nobody's business, man. I tell you.
There's some people that have black clouds over them all the time, and then you got Keith. Wow.
Hey, one of the thrift stores by me has got cases of Starbucks coffee, and they want $2 a bag for it.
That's not bad. How big's your bag?
It's the standard coffee bag
Okay.
that you get at Starbucks.
Uh-huh.
I've been going in there and buying 5 and 6 at a time and stocking up on coffee.
Well, what you do is you go up to the person and say, how many bags do they have?
Oh no, they've got a whole pallet full of cases.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not like they've got a handful of bags. They've got tons.
Oh.
All right. What I do is if I go someplace and I see there's like 20 or 30 things, something the same that I want, and they got $3, $4 a piece for it, I'll go up there and say, hey, I'll take it all off your hands. I'll give you $1.50 a piece for it.
No, I've done that.
And, they will, most generally they'll say, yeah, because they don't want to deal with it for 4 months while they sell it,
I do that when I go into a thrift store and they've got several gaming systems, like Xbox 360s and PlayStation 3s and PlayStation 1s and 2s. I'll pull them all together and make them an offer on all of them and take them home, fix them, whatever's wrong with them, and then give them away.
You know what? I've got an idea running across my mind right now, and don't anyone steal this idea.
Too late.
If I didn't want anyone to steal this idea, I wouldn't be opening up my app. But I got this idea, and whoever wants to do this, that'd be great. But I want to do a couple live streams. Now we're getting off the topic here, and we need to get back on it. But I would like to do a couple live streams on you men and women out there that like to go to yard sales, garage sales, and when you come back, I would bring you up on the panel and you show me your garage sale or yard sale deal of a lifetime. I would like to see that. If you would all be interested, I'm going to do a poll right now. #1 if you would like to see a live stream of all you people going out there and getting those great deals during the summertime, the best deal of a lifetime, and show that item off. #1 if you think that would be a great live stream. I think it would because I love yard sales, man.
I can't remember if I've ever been to a yard sale or a thrift store.
Yeah, right.
So cab, you do that, and I go out and get a pickup for under $1,000. I win.
No, 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 no. We gotta go yard sale or thrift store.
That's right. It has to be a yard sale or a
I'm talking about yard sales.
Yeah.
well, if you can get a pickup that's running in good and in good order and you don't need to put nothing into it, I'd be impressed.
Well, I'll tell you what I did one time. I bought a 74 International four-wheel drive pickup for $50 out of my mother-in-law's neighbor's yard. Took it to the car wash, washed it, and then sold it to a guy for $1,000 3 weeks later.
Yeah, my best purchase ever was I was hitting garage sales and came across something that I recognized. Bought it for 50 cents. It was a Nippon figurine. Turned around and sold it for $300.
Nice.
That was my best purchase and sale ever.
Nice.
That was Preoccupation Japan.
Yeah.
Wow.
But getting back to your prepping and all that other
Yeah.
stuff, Sam, the thrift stores is a big part of prepping.
You're
I mean,
right.
Yes.
Yep.
you can go to the thrift store and you can buy extra clothes, you can buy extra blankets, you can buy extra pillows, air mattresses, cookware, everything, stuff that you would normally not want for your house, but you could throw it in your prepping.
You're exactly right.
I have bought all my Coleman lanterns and stoves at thrift stores.
Nice. You were lucky that you were even able to find those because usually people snatch those right up, even if they're not working. Some people know how to work on those things.
I agree. And
Wow.
I've got, what, 7 or 8 Coleman stoves and probably a dozen Coleman lanterns right now,
Nice.
with one of them that just, I fell over when I found it. It's
Are we talking about vintage or the one that Iron Dog's showing right now?
we're talking about vintage gas powered ones.
Okay.
I found a 1935 Coleman lantern, Coleman
Wow.
lantern at a thrift store and bought it for $10.
Was it working? Still working?
No, it doesn't work. It
Okay.
just needs to, well, I never did tear it apart. It needs glass.
Okay.
And right now it just hangs in the garage. One of my daughters went, I want that.
Wow. Well, there's a group of people out there that are collectors of just Coleman products, vintage Coleman products.
Oh, I know.
I got to say, American made, and they last a lifetime. If you take care of it, it will take care of you. What do you got in your hand there, Iron Dog?
This is a lantern, a Coleman electric, battery powered lantern. They wanted $12.99 for it, and then they wanted $10 for it. I give $6 for it at the Goodwill, and it has 4 Duracell D batteries in it, brand new.
Nice.
Well, the battery's worth what you pay.
Batteries are worth more than what I give for it.
Weber grills, Weber made items are they're what I call the top of the line. You go to Lowe's, Home Depot, and you see a Weber grill out there, it's going to cost more than any of the other grills, charbroil, what have you. And I've never cooked on one. I don't know what their capacity is over any of the other competitors. But I understand that they're pretty good. They stand by their brand.
I got a Weber that's outside that I've had for 15 years, and it was 20 years old when I bought it,
Wow.
and I give $20 for it. And you can go out there right now, throw a tank on it, hit the switch, and it'll light right up.
Nice.
And
Well,
it
that's another part of prepping. If you can save on electric. A lot of people during the summertime, especially, and for those hardy people during the winter, not so many, but during the winter, people cook on their grills. They
Right.
find it actually cheaper to go out buy the propane because the propane, if you're grilling every night, that's going to last you a long time. It's going to last you a long time. You'll actually save money by cooking on your own outdoor grill than you will by using the electric on your stove. That's an actual fact.
And if you, on my channel, I did one where I made bread. I think it was cornbread, and did it on the grill
Nice.
because I don't have an oven out at the cabin.
Oh yeah.
So it dawned on me, you close that grill up with the coal going, you get 350 easy on it.
Yeah. There's your oven right there.
So you can throw the pot that, or the pan that contained the cornbread in it right in there, and cook it right on up.
Heck yeah.
Now, when I do biscuits on the grill, and when I do biscuits, I take a cake pan and I turn it upside down and put that on top of the grill, and then I take a cookie sheet and put the biscuits on top of that, so it's not directly sitting on the flame, or sitting on the grill.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised how nice them biscuits are when I call them scratch made biscuits, the ones you scratch the label off and open them up. That's, for 95 cents, you can't buy a better biscuit.
Hey, another great prepping item brought up by Thinking of Others said, get extra eyeglasses at Walmart over the counter you could use if needed.
Right.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yep. Or go into the Dollar Tree, you can buy it for $1.
Yeah, the little magnifying glasses. Matter of fact, over at the Dollar Tree, they come in different strengths too.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. Exactly.
They look like that.
There, yeah, nice. I need to do something right now for a friend. He says he needs a hug, so I'm giving you a hug there, Stevie Bauer. You said that you're upset today, man. If a hug is going to make a little bit of a difference, it's worth it to me, buddy. So there's your hug. I hope things get better.
Those reading glasses came from Dollar Tree.
Thank you, Harry Gaming. Thank you. Very
That's
kind of you.
That's where I got mine from, was Dollar Tree.
Heck yeah. I mean, a lot of people use that resource as well, the Dollar Tree. But keep in mind, everything is for $1. That is correct. But if you're in one of those states that has a tax to it, it's not really the truth. You're going to be paying a few cents more than what the item actually says.
Right.
But a lot of preppers, they do go to the Dollar Tree. They take advantage of that. And trust me, you can come on YouTube here, and there's a lot of channels that have went to the Dollar Tree to do prepper bug out bags. So they eat everything from the bag to all the items that you need, and you can actually survive. So check those out as well.
Yeah, there's been some videos I've watched where they've gone in with a $20 bill
Exactly. Yep.
and bought
Exactly.
the bag and everything, and then immediately left and used it
Yeah.
for a 3-day camp out.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Exactly. See, I like stuff like that. That has a lot of interest to me.
Mhm.
How you
Now,
doing there? One hell of a nice guy. Good to see you.
I did uh, the 21 meals for $20 from uh, the Dollar Tree. That was pretty cool. And then I did I did 7 days for $20 from Aldi's. So
Hey, I've got an important question there to both my friends up on the panel, and we got to put our heads together. So Barbara Hart asked this question, and it's a very important one. China is in quarantine right now. Is this what we are facing with this virus?
I don't think so. I don't think SHTF is going to be with this virus.
No, I don't think so.
And I don't think so either. So we're all on the same page as that. But even though that we have the same opinion, please don't let that prevent you from being prepared. Still get out there and still please
Agreed.
prepare yourself. Okay. That's why I'm doing this. And I'm not doing this for me. I already know what to do. I've been doing it for years. I'm doing it for all of you out there, along with Grandpa's place and Keith. Okay. We're doing it for you to help prepare you a little bit more.
But by the way, I just want to put this out. I am not no professional prepper. I know what I need to get done. I know what I need to have to survive, and I know what I want to have to survive. And I will go to any length to do it to make sure we do survive.
Exactly. So, there's some people out there. Now, I don't know to how true this is, okay? Because I'm not in everyone's personal business in their life, okay? And I try not to be. I keep myself busy with my own damn life. But, I've made a suggestion throughout some live streams in the past. People that are on disability or are on retirement, okay? Retirement checks. Now, it is the same check every month except one time of the year. And that's when the government is kind enough to say, hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to give you a little extra money. We're going to give you a 1% increased cost of living, which it never is, because they might raise you 1%, 2%, but guess what else? Everything else in the United States is going up 1% or 2% more than what they just gave you in raises. Okay.
Right.
So here's my suggestion. For those that are living on Social Security disability, or those that are living on retirement checks, each time you go to the grocery store, buy that one can of food. And if you can't do that, if you can't buy one extra can of food, there's a problem. Maybe you need to look at how you spend your money, that disability check or that retirement check each month. Did you go out and buy a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi? Did you go out and buy a pack of gum? Did you go out and buy something that was just fun for you? If you really think about it, you did. There's got to be at least once during the month that you went out and bought something that you really didn't need, but you bought it as a comfort to yourself to make you just a little bit happy.
For you.
What's that? Okay. So for anyone that tells me, Ben, I can't afford a dollar. You can't afford a dollar. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to question why. Because if I can do it, anyone else can do it, right? If I can do it, anyone else can.
I can't afford a dollar.
What's that? You can't afford a dollar.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to question why. Right. Because if I can do it, anyone else can do it, right? If I can't afford.
I'm getting a repeat here.
What's that? You can't.
Okay, maybe.
Where did I go?
I don't know where you went. You went hiatus on me, man. You still there, Iron Dog?
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't know where I went on here though. There we go.
You probably just accidentally hit it. Okay, but we got that fixed. So I'm saying to all of you out there, don't get mad at me tonight, okay? And say, well, Cab 7, he does, he told me that I have an extra dollar a month. But you do. You do. If you really think about it, how many of you out there do go out and get that little bit of comfort, right? Whether it be that Coca-Cola or something that you enjoy that you can really actually live without.
Right. Kathy's told me to tell you she buys them cigarettes, so ain't nobody gonna take them away from her.
Hey, I'm a smoker. I agree. I'm on the same page as Kathy.
She said cigarettes are relaxing. Well, you probably remember, Ben, but I smoked 3 packs a day. I smoked 3 packs a day, and they said I had a spot on my chest, and man, I had 4 packs left. I smoked 3 packs and 16 cigarettes, and I threw the rest of them on the truck cab and on the dash of the cab,
Yep.
and never touched another cigarette.
I'm so proud of you, man, for being able to do that. It takes a hero to be able to do that.
I did that because I wanted to live to see my grandkids, my wife, and everybody else. I just wanted to be around.
I got you, man. I
And
got you.
come to find out, it was nothing.
I quit smoking cigarettes years ago. Went over to cigars.
Huh? Yeah, so some people it's easier to quit than others,
You know
So
what the
That's right.
difference is? I can go a day without a cigar. I couldn't go a day without a cigarette.
Wow. Well, you know what? This looks like a cigarette to anyone, right? Now, let me be transparent here. Okay, let's light her up. Let's make sure it's a cigarette. Tastes like a cigarette, looks like a cigarette, but that's not cigarette tobacco that's in there. And no, it ain't marijuana either, okay? I gave that up some time back. But what's inside of this cigarette is pipe tobacco.
yeah,
Pipe tobacco. And there's a reason why I go for pipe tobacco, okay?
there's no
Now,
tax on
no, well, no.
it.
Now, this is just by what I've read up and what I've seen, okay? Now, it's still going to harm me eventually, okay? It's still going to harm me. But it has less chemicals than a cigarette. fact. It has less chemicals than a cigarette. Look it up yourselves.
Right. Well, and pipe tobacco here in Michigan isn't taxed like it is cigarette tobacco.
True.
Oh, okay.
So,
I roll my cigarettes too, Ben, says Barbara Hart. Yep. It's actually cheaper that way.
Kathy said she had to go back to rolling. There is a lot of chemicals in regular cigarettes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there sure is.
There's like
I roll some smoke from time to time.
You know, I hate doing it. I hate rolling cigarettes. It's a pain in the ass. It takes me a couple hours to make about 6 packs, and I hate to do it. It's like, damn, it'd just be easier to go over to the damn store and buy some damn cigarettes. So now that would be kind of stupid of me to do that when I've already got the tobacco here to make just the same amount of cigarettes as what I do over at the store. But guess what? This is already paid for. I got to go back over to the store and pay $7, $8 a pack. Are you kidding me? Hell no.
do you want to save money in rolling tobacco?
Yeah, just don't smoke.
Or do you want to save time?
Well,
Go to Bear Prepper, okay? And
bear
start,
prepper. Okay.
Bear Prepper and start looking at her videos. And she's got a video of rolling tobacco, okay? Rolling cigarettes.
Yep.
She's got a machine there that I think is like $500 or $600, and you pour the tobacco in it and you fill it full of tubes and you hit a button and it starts making your own cigarettes for you.
You see, when this stuff all first came out,
Right.
you could buy the machines cheap.
Right. Now you can't. Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Tab.
Guess what? We've got that machine, but we didn't pay $500 for it. We paid $300 for it. It's electric. You pour the tobacco in there, but you still have to get your fingers up in there.
Huh.
It is a little bit easier than my hand crank. It's like a credit card, the old-fashioned credit card machine. What's
Tab.
up, Grandpa?
There is nothing stopping you from growing your own tobacco plants.
Here in the state of Pennsylvania, this far north?
Yes.
Well, that's okay.
Well, you do know that this spring we are going to start growing tobacco meat for Cappy. I mean, I've already been checking into it. I was going to get some tobacco seeds, and I've got a couple of raised bed gardens out there, and I'll just throw it in that.
Son of a bitch.
Iron Dog, I don't know where you are.
Michigan.
So if you're going to grow tobacco plants, the first year you grow and collect the seeds from them.
Yeah.
Because those seeds have acclimatized to your location. I read a ton on growing tobacco.
Yeah.
And everyone said, first year, grow it for seed. Those seeds will grow plants that are acclimatized to where you are.
Where are you from?
I'm in Texas.
I think there is zone 5 up there in Michigan.
Yeah, something like that. Our growing season don't start actually until like May 25th or something.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know that our growing season ever ends.
I know. I'd love to live down south where you could grow a garden 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 360.
That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice, man.
Well, during the summer when it's 110 outside, a lot of things don't grow.
It gets 110 up here too, but we got the Great Lakes and the fresh water, the humidity around us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just live like 38 miles north of a little town, maybe you heard of it, Toledo, Ohio. So I live just across the border. So
Home of Corporal Klinger.
Corporal Klinger.
And I still got to get my fat ass up that direction. I've been telling Iron Dog for a couple years now, we need to meet up, man. He's agreed with it this whole time. But 2 years has already passed by since we brought up that topic, I think, for the very first time.
Right.
And I actually went up to Michigan to meet, I think, 3 YouTubers. So, but at that time, I didn't think about Iron Dog. Shame on me. But I told him later that I was up there to visit. He said, you should have stopped by and seen me.
Yeah, you called me or something. Hell, I'd have met you on 75 or 20.
Yeah, I know, man.
All right, I got one for you.
All right.
Disney now owns the rights to MASH.
Say
No,
what?
Disney now owns the rights to the TV show MASH.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Yep, and that makes Corporal Klinger a Disney princess.
Oh, no.
Well, you know, there's a bar down in Toledo called Klinger's, okay, and Klinger, Jamie Farr is from Toledo, and he always promoted Tony Pacos, okay, and you'll see it in some of the MASH series about him talking about Tony Paco Hungarian hot dogs.
Yep,
They are every bit as good as what Klinger says or Jamie Farr says.
really.
Yes, and they have two locations now. One is really closer to me now than the other one. One's on the other side of the Maumee River, and the other one is on the other, almost on 475 and 23. That's the closest one to me. But the one over by Maumee River, they have hundreds of hot dog buns that have been shellacked with, they're preserved with varnish on them, but have been signed by celebrities. There's a lot of celebrities that go to Tony Paco's and have a Hungarian hot dog, and they'll sign a bun, and then they'll put it up on the wall. So
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
I do love MASH, and I've got the whole series on DVD. I watched every single episode of MASH, and being a veteran, that show has always um, inspired me. Uh, I love it. I love the characters of it, and I've watched all the where they get all together. What do they call it? Reunions. I've watched every single
Reunion, yeah.
reunion, and I think the one reunion there was one person that was missing there, and it devastated me. My favorite character um, was uh,
I love you, Joe.
was Father Mulcahy, but my second favorite one was Colonel Potter, and when he passed away, that just devastated me because I thought he was by far the best. Um, the best. What did you call him in the army? The
Colonel.
leader. Well, yeah,
CO,
he was the best colonel, but there's a name of not a squadron lead.
CO,
Yeah,
commanding
Yes,
officer.
commanding
the
officer.
commanding officer. Sorry, yes, yeah. See, I was Air Force, but yeah, commanding officer. I love Colonel Potter.
Sherman T. Potter. Need more swoop on the T there, Klinger.
Yeah, man, oh man.
Um, I'm gonna stay with you, but I gotta get my wife's lunch packed, so
All right,
I'll be right back.
he's gonna do that domestic thing, folks. He'll be right back.
Great.
All righty.
Um, so when do you plan on getting back out to the off-grid hangout?
I have been out there a couple of times, just general cleanup and setup.
Okay.
And I've got video shot that I just haven't gotten to edit yet because of time. There's
Well,
a,
there is one thing I'm curious about Grandpa's place, and you talked about it last year, and I got all excited about it because we've got plenty in our yard since we've got a whole bunch of flowers and the bees love it, and that's the honeybee. You said that you were gonna get into honeybee collecting. Now, how's that turned out? Your first season?
so
Season?
I have videos shot but not edited on that.
Okay.
I built the hives. I built the top bar hives and baited them to
I
try and get
remember the
wild,
you making the hives. I remember that.
the wild bees. Um, well, after the car accident, when I got back out there, it looks like bees did move into one of the hives,
Okay.
and the raccoons found them and tore the hive apart and pretty much destroyed it.
Oh no.
So I've got all that on video. So I went back out with new tops for the hives and made it raccoon proof because I figure raccoons can't operate a Phillips head screwdriver.
Uh, smart
I
one.
have a friend that says they could probably operate it, but they couldn't buy it. So don't leave one.
Wow, man. So you actually have to screw them down, huh? The lids.
Yeah, I had to screw the lids down. They pulled the
Wow.
lid off, they pulled the bars out. And from the look of it, the bees had pretty much filled the hive at least 3/4 of the way. when they got into it. So it was a going hive.
Son of a gun.
But it did show that if I get out there and bait them this spring, I should be able to get bees to move in
Well,
and
yeah,
get the bees started. It's just been delayed a little bit.
that'd be nice. Now, how many hives are you going to have, or how many do you have currently?
I have 4 hives set up and baited.
Okay,
Um, at the moment, I have some swarm boxes, but they're not set up.
all right,
So I think this year I'm just going to rely on the hives. I'm not going to set up the swarm boxes again,
right.
mainly because they were heavy and I had to haul them up a tree and I hurt for days afterwards.
Yeah, I don't
So
blame.
I've got the 4 hives out there. If I can get bees in one, I can go through the splitting process over the next year or two and fill out all 4 hives.
Now, what made you um, what made you go with just 4 hives? What made up your mind to go with just 4?
Um, there was nothing. Well, okay. I had 2 hives out there that I built from scrap wood,
Right.
and the legs had broken on one of them. So I had to rebuild the legs and rethink how I was doing the legs on them. Because even with the weight of the hive, with nothing in it, the legs were starting to bow. I'd made them out of 2x2s, and that's just not thick enough wood to hold the hives.
Yeah, that's kind of light there. Yeah.
So when I remade them with 2x4s. Let me think. You know how the sawhorses, the old style sawhorses with the
Yeah,
metal clamps,
I remember
and you
'em.
put the 2x4 between them?
Yep.
I did that, except I did a pair of them and then set up some boards in them that were made to hold the hives in place,
Okay.
which meant that I could make one stand that held 2 hives.
Now, is that going to prevent the raccoons from getting up there, because they're pretty smart and they're pretty determined?
They'll be able to get up there, but they will not be able to move the hive or get the top off of it.
There you go. There's the magic right there.
That's
Good.
that to me is the big one. As long as I can't get the top off of it, they're good.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Or at least delay them long enough for the bees to get out and scare them off.
Nice. You know, a part of prepping, and there's a lot of people out there in the homesteading community and prepping community that actually raise bees for their own use. So that's a good prepping item there is honeybees. But keep in mind, the honeybee population has really dropped severely over the last several years, and it's because of the chemicals that are being added on crops. And
It's more complicated than that.
well, I'm just saying a general statement, but you're right. It is much more detailed than that, and it's sad. And I've noticed it in my own backyard, where I have tons of flowers. I get honeybees here. There's no doubt about it. I've noticed as each year passes, there's not as many as there used to be. So what's the details on it there, Grandpa's place?
So back in the 1800s, when they started using wax forms in hives, and they started stamping those forms with a pattern, a hexagon cell pattern for the bees to follow.
Sure.
The intent was they were working up the size of the bees to make the bees bigger so the bees could get into more flowers. So the honeybees that you see that are commercial are actually 2/3 bigger, somewhere between 1/2 and 2/3 bigger than a natural honeybee.
Okay.
So add to that, along with that, I should say, came issues with mites and varroa and a variety of other pests that they then started doing treatments and putting poisons into the hives to treat the bees to get rid of those pests. And a lot of commercial bee hives have been dwindling in population and disappearing. The whole hive will just abscond for no apparent reason. And no apparent reason to the beekeeper. There's a reason. The bees know what it is. We don't. I noticed that the bees that had moved into the hive were tiny. And I mean, compared to what you'd normally see bees around like my neighborhood in town,
Right.
these bees were half that size.
Oh.
So these are feral bees that have been surviving out in the woods on their own for years, more than likely. And that's one of the reasons that I was baiting a hive and trying to get bees to move in,
Right.
was that we're going to get bees that are natural size. I don't intend to treat them with chemicals or do any of that stuff with them. Basically, I built them a really nice house, and if they move in, I'll take some rent. Easy way of saying it.
Brandon, I'm not bringing anyone up on the panel that I don't know. So sorry. If you keep coming back to my live streams, hang out and get to know people and get to know me, I'd be more than happy to bring you up. But I'm not familiar with the Brandon Jackson channel. Texas 3, good to see you out there. Cute Kitty, Dottie, how y'all doing? Jeff W. I just want to say hi to some people out there. Becky Lash, thinking of others. Thank you all so much. Red Pilled, how y'all doing? It's good to have everyone here. I'm sorry that I've been looking at the chat, but I haven't really said anything. Normally I like to bring people into the conversation. Red Pill says my two cents: learn to live with less now. Get rid of the type of dependency. For example, I want to get off my PV meds, so I won't need them later. LOL. Seriously, do what we can. No, I agree with that's a good way to start. There you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. There's always something that's going to take the place of something else. And if I was more serious about it, I'd be into all naturals, anything that's grown in the earth, right? Instead of going and buying the pharmaceuticals, you can actually plant certain plants out there that will do you justice, just as good, if not better, than those pharmaceuticals that you get.
I watched a video not long ago talking about how natural homeopathic remedies are just BS.
Oh man, I'd like to
And
shake the hell out of that person, whoever said that. What the hell's wrong with you? Wake up.
well, now, wait a minute. In some ways, I can agree. Where you see
Okay.
those guys that say, oh, when you get a headache, take some mint leaves and chew on them. It'll get rid of your headache. Well, no, that's not how that works. But if you chew on the pod of an opium poppy, your headache will go away.
Oh, won't that do a few other things as well?
Oh, I'm sure you'll have an enjoyable afternoon from it.
Hello.
Actually, the inner bark of a willow tree contains aspirin.
Is that right?
Yeah, so if you take a limb from a willow tree and cut off about a 2-inch piece, shave the outer bark on it and chew on it like a toothpick,
Yeah.
your headache will go away because it contains acetylsalicylic acid.
I'll be damned. Willow
Salicylic acid.
willow trees are also, they make great walking sticks.
Yep.
Very beautiful ones, may I add.
There's another tree, and
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. It's got thorns on it, and the thorns come out of what looks like a pimple on the side of the tree.
Oh.
And if you cut a small limb off of it, shave the bark off and chew on it, it contains something that's very similar to Novocaine, and your whole mouth will go numb.
That sounds very interesting. You don't know what the name of this is?
I cannot remember. It's a common name, but I can't remember the name of the tree.
Hackberry?
No.
Red Pill said I stopped taking meds at 18. Best decision of my life. There you go. There you go. That's from Texas 3.
Well, if anybody has a toothache and they need that tooth pulled, you let me know, because old Doc Miller here's got a pair of pliers just for that job. I pulled 14 of my own teeth.
Woo, doggy.
That's right. So
Now, what did you prep yourself before you did that? How'd you prep yourself?
I took Orajel and I put it in a Q-tip, rubbed it all the way around the gum where it was hurting,
Yeah.
and you let it sit there for like 30 seconds. Okay. Don't go over, 3, 4, 5 minutes because it's already starting to wear off. It's getting its maximum strength just a few seconds after it's applied.
Okay.
And once you start, you're gonna feel it, all right?
Yeah.
Once you feel it, pull, and that's it. A lot of problem that people have when they go to pull their own tooth is it starts to hurt, so they stop.
Yes. Yes.
When you stop, once you pull that tooth out, the pain's already gone. There's no more pain. So you just give it a quick jerk and it's out.
Now, may I ask this question?
Mhm.
What happens if you grab a hold of that tooth and because it's so brittle and rotten, it breaks apart? Then you can't grab onto it anymore. Then what do you do?
Well, then you're stroked. You better go to a doctor then.
Name of the tree is Southern Prickly Ash.
Southern prickly ash. Now, this is a tree that if you take a piece of it and put it in your mouth, it's going to make your whole mouth go numb.
Yep.
Too
Now,
bad we
Steve,
couldn't get some politicians to chew on that.
yeah, but I would know the reason why I was so interested is that pulling the teeth. Now, I would think that would probably work pretty well, don't you think?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Instead of taking a couple shots of whiskey, yeah, I'd rather go for that plant.
Well, I tell you, I had a wisdom tooth pulled out, and I had to have it pulled out by a dentist. And they took like a 14-inch long chisel, and they
Uh-huh.
put it down in my mouth and hit that tooth, and then they cracked it in 4 pieces to get it out because I went to a dentist and he tried to pull it out, and they couldn't numb it. And I'm sitting there, I got the arms of the chair like this, and I'm holding on the arms, and I'm a young kid. I'm like 23 years old at the time. I'm stronger than hell. He's trying to pull us out, and I'm shaking like this, and I'm screaming, and he said, I got it, I got it, I got it. Just about that time, I about knocked him out because I jerked the arm of the chair clean off the dentist chair. I ripped it right out of there. He looked at me and said, I think we better send you to a surgeon.
Yeah, the last tooth I had removed, they sent me to a specialist. It's the best dentist appointment I'd ever had. Go in, sit down, they put something into a vein on my hand, and that was the last thing I remember until I woke up.
Well, you know how I figured out that when you use the Novocaine and stuff, you want to, or the Orajel is just like Novocaine, it's just not as strong. But I went to a dentist and he pulled out 3 teeth in the front. And what he did is he come in and he looked at me. He rubbed some stuff on my gum, okay? And then he shot it with a needle. Walked out, took a couple of drags off a cigarette, come back because I could smell he smoked, and pulled the teeth out. It wasn't 2 minutes. And I asked him what the deal was. He said a lot of dentists, they'll sit there and wait 20 minutes, and the effects are already over with. The maximum strength is right after you put it in. And he used to have a sign on his door that says, we cater to cowards. And that's the reason why I went to him, because tooth pain is something that you don't want to mess with.
No.
So,
You
and
know,
after I
I,
found that out, I started pulling my own teeth out with, Orajel. So,
I am a professional when it comes to having no teeth. I am the poster child because I have none, and mine were taken out. Uh, oh, geez, I can't remember how many years now. The VA pulled them out for me, all 32, but not in one session. They did it in 3, and I looked like a complete idiot. I couldn't smile for a couple months. And so, if you can only imagine what it's like to have all these upper ones gone, and you make a smile, someone's going to take a look at you and go, what the hell happened to you? Holy shit. So I didn't smile for a couple months. And then they took out the bottom one on that side. So it is kind of odd when you're used to using your whole mouth to chew food. Now you can't anymore, and you're doing everything on the right side. And so that caused a problem in itself, where I had some pain issues that were very persistent. But I'll tell you, after they got rid of all those teeth, it has been a blessing in disguise. I had bad teeth, everyone. I did. I admit it. I didn't take care of them like the dentist told me to take care of them, right? I thought, who cares? And trust me, I lived through some pain. I did live through some pain many times. And dry socket, you don't mess with that either. I learned how to get around it. When you want to puff on a cigarette and you know that you got that big old hole, you do it very carefully.
Stuff a Kleenex down there or something.
Well, you can do that. That's right.
First
But
first time I had a tooth
even
pulled.
even when I had the cotton up in there, I still sucked on that cigarette very gently.
First time I had a tooth pulled, I was still smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah,
And they told me, you smoke a cigarette, you'll get dry socket.
that's right.
Okay. So stuff the cigarette in my nose and inhale.
Well, I would never go that far.
Man, when you're addicted, you'll do anything to get that fix, right?
Yep.
You'll do anything, man.
I smoked 3 packs a day. I think I was addicted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they say the dry socket. Now I never had one, so I was pretty good at taking drags off a cigarette very gently. But they say that a dry socket is actually worse than having a root canal.
It
It's
is.
actually worse.
Heard that.
Ooh, ooh.
Well, Cab, I'm gonna drop off.
All right, Grandpa's place.
Before I
Man,
do, what do you think of that beard?
it's looking pretty damn epic. It's looking pretty epic. Now, if you cut off that mustache, you'd look like a Hooterite, or you'd look like some Amish guy.
I would, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you sure the hell would, man.
I keep telling the missus when it gets long enough, I'm gonna do the Thor Endgame thing and braid it down the sides and braid it down the middle.
Now, look, I'm looking at Kevin right now, or Kevin Keith, and he's looking jealous as all get out, or is he frozen?
Yeah.
There, he's back. He was.
No, I'm not, no, I'm not jealous. I was just trying to figure out what the hell the Thrones Endgame is.
Oh, he said it.
Yeah.
Oh, Avengers Endgame.
No,
Thor, the character in it,
I have
in
no
one of the final scenes, his beard is braided down, French braided down the sides, and then there's a 4-ply braid down the middle, and it's all tied together.
Now I can get a beard like that if I want, but after my beard is so tough. I mean, it feels just like barbed wire, and it snaps when you go to cut it. So after it starts to get an inch or inch longer, so it pulls on my skin so hard that it really hurts. So I got to shave it. There's no two ways about it.
Wow.
I've put conditioner on it. I've done everything, but it is just it's tough. It's like wire. It feels like a wire brush.
The most epic beard. Now, some people think those guys down in the south, those what do they call them? What do you call people from the south that live in the backwoods?
Hillbilly,
Rednecks. Rednecks.
red.
All right, rednecks. And some people think, oh wow, you got an awesome long beard. That's oh wow. But I think the most awesome beard. There's two of them out there of people that I admired over the years, and neither one of them are here. And one of them's not here anymore. One was Grizzly Adams. Now
Right?
he had the epic beard. I loved it, and I've tried to get mine to look like that. And the other one is when Kenny Rogers was still a good singer. So those were the two epic beards that I have always enjoyed. I wish I could grow them like either one of those two characters, but never able to do that. But yeah, that's who was my inspiration.
Hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to drop off. You guys have a great night.
You too. Thanks a lot for being here. It was
Grandpa
nice to
Blake,
meet you.
thank you for coming up, brother. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon.
Hey, we'll see each other later,
All
I'm
right.
sure.
Take care, brother.
I was thinking about that, having toothaches and stuff. There's another thing you got to put in your preps there. If you're gonna, or your survival bag or whatever,
Okay.
uh, peroxide.
What's
Because
that?
yeah, if you have a tooth infection, you can take peroxide and gargle with peroxide or
Oh,
salt,
peroxide.
and that'll help relieve the infection.
Yeah, peroxide actually is also a great cleaning solvent. If
Right.
anyone didn't know that, matter of fact, they did a test and they used all sorts of compounds and on a countertop in a kitchen, right? And all these people were scrubbing away, and they said, "Oh, my kitchen counter is going to be cleaner than anyone else's." And so they took this wand, and it goes over the countertop, and it picks up any germs. Well, everyone that used the soaps and all that good stuff and other detergents and chemicals to clean that counter off, they all lost. But the one with the hydrogen peroxide, they actually came up chemical free. No chemicals. It was the cleanest countertop. They couldn't find anything with that wand that they put over the counter. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. It's also great to clean out your toilet bowl with as well. There's many uses of hydrogen peroxide. And if you don't believe me, type it into the query here in YouTube, and you'll see a lot of videos that come up for uses on that product. I love me uh, some hydrogen peroxide. Trust me, it gets all the goobers out of your ears too.
Right. Also, apple cider vinegar. You should have some of that with you too.
Hell yeah, buddy. Apple cider vinegar is another item, and it has many uses. Once again, you come on YouTube, type that into your query. Uses of apple cider vinegar, uses of hydrogen peroxide. You wouldn't believe what would come up. The uses of lemons, putting some lemon in your water each morning, drinking it 3 times a day, and believe it or not, that'll clean out your system, right? And it'll also help you lose weight over a period of time, that is. But there's so many uses of things that you would never guess. That's why I like YouTube so much, is because it is a library of information. Trust me. And I'd advise anyone to check out um, uh, what I was just talking about. I mean, if you're interested in something, you'll find out the uses of it that you never thought of. You can save money, right? You come on YouTube, you look at videos, it's like, well, I never thought I could get it for that cheap going over that place. Or maybe making up my own, and it has the same effect as that same thing, right? That you pay $10 for, you make it up your own, and you save yourself $5. There's so much knowledge here on YouTube, and a lot of people don't even realize it. Um, Always dilute hydrogen peroxide, for it will burn and destroy the flora in your mouth. Good idea. Thank you for putting that out there, Lisa. In Japan, they drink warm lemon water when awakening. Good idea.
She yelled at me and said, "Hey, I got a light out on the car. I just replaced a headlight last week. Now I got a marker light underneath it." They don't give them things away, I'm telling you.
Hell no, buddy. Hell no.
No, the headlights were $35 for two of them, and all they are is just two little bulbs. So
Yeah. Wow.
I just was, when he told me the price, I just about threw my knee over there on top of the counter and said, "Have at it, buddy."
You know what?
you're-
I would hate to bust one of my mirrors on my truck. Okay, I got a Ford 250, and it's a King cab. Now, if one of those mirrors were to bust off, that's right around $1,000. Last time I looked, right around 1,000.
Huh.
Because of all the mechanicals in it, and what it's capable of doing. It's like, are you shitting me? What happened in the old days when it was just a little swing arm mirror? We just adjusted ourselves with our hand. There was nothing wrong with that concept.
Yeah, it's just a halogen bulb there, Lisa. That's all it is. They're not the LED or the bright ones, like they make now. That it's not them. So yeah.
There's a fan out there for you there, Keith, and it's from Red Pill. Said the most noteworthy skill I learned was wine making. LOL.
There you go. Yeah.
You can buy 2 packs of them for $15.99. Says Jeff. The bulbs.
No, not mine. You can't. That'd be nice because it was $29.95 for one plus tax, or $35.99 for two. Yeah.
Son of a bitch, that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap, man. Well, I know that some of the vehicles out nowadays, it's not just changing out the light bulb. You can't do it on your own. You got to take it to an actual shop. But it's the whole component. I mean, it makes up the light. So that's where it costs you so damn much money. Like I said, what happened in the old days when all you had to do is just unscrew a little light bulb and place one back in it yourself?
Well, that's the thing. Um, I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't. I got arthritis so bad I can't turn my wrist enough. And on this, I have an edge, a Ford Edge, and you got a dust cap, so you got to spin the dust cap off. Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's all I could do to spin the dust cap off, and when I did, the damn thing fell down by the wheel well, and I couldn't reach it. So I drove it to the parts store, and I said, "Hey, I need a pair of light bulbs, and I need some light bulbs for this." And then I said, "Can you install it?" He said, "Yeah, I can." I said, "By the way, I dropped the dust cover there. Can you reach down and get that or grab something, something to grab it with?" And
Right.
about 10 minutes, he had it, the light changed and he had the cover put back on. I couldn't do it. I just,
Yeah. That's got to be incredibly frustrating, Keith.
it is.
Yeah.
Because I used to be able to rebuild engines and everything, and I can't do nothing no more like that.
You know what, Keith? I can relate, man, because back in the day when I was 25, I was in the service, right? I was in the best shape of my life when I was in the service, and now I take a look at myself, at 55, almost 56. I'm going, geez, what the hell happened? You know,
Right,
I just let it all go, and I just didn't take care of myself over all these years, and I can admit that. But
right.
boy, what a huge change from the time we were both 25 to our age now. Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tape a flashlight to your hood. Don't think that that hasn't been tried before there, Lisa. I'm one of those recipients. I tried that.
I love you, Kath. You can tell Ben bye. Bye, Ben.
Bye, Kathy. Good to see you. Hear you.
He's laughing. Yeah. She's on her way to work. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Let's see. Jenny Marcel said, I'm sure they have them, Lulu. They all have all sorts of colors to choose from. LOL. Texas 3 saying, I bet uh, I could sell a shitload of moonshine if I gave that a try. I ought to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the right discreet people, of course you can make some money.
Oh, yeah.
It's who you trust, not who you know.
Oh, yeah. There's a few people that want to partake in some of the stuff that I put out there.
Sure.
I I, I got $125 one time for a gallon of that apple pie moonshine,
Holy crow, man.
but it wasn't. I didn't get money. I had some sewer problems, and the sewer guy was here, and I every once in a while I give him a bottle of wine because he's usually here for an hour or so, so I'll pay him and give him a bottle of wine. Well, he seen the apple pie and moonshine there, and he said, "Hey, I tell you what, forget what you owe me, and I'll take a gallon of that stuff." I said, "There you go."
You know, they 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 say that when the grid goes down, people with talent, people that are educated, people like mechanics or someone that knows how to do this, and this, are going to trade their services for something that you have that is of value, maybe gold or silver, or something like that. And if you don't have gold or silver, it's best that you have something that has some sort of value that that other person is going to want. So bartering is going to become a big thing, especially if the grid goes down. It's kind of like going back to the old cowboy and Indian days.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Sure.
I wouldn't trade a can of green beans for 10 ton of gold if the shit hit the fan. You know why?
Tell me why.
Because you can't eat that gold, but you can that green beans.
That is true, but let me ask you, how have they made it since the beginning of time when gold and silver was always around and they used it as a resource of trade? and people still lived.
I understand that, but they lived because they wanted that gold. I don't want that gold. I want something to eat.
But this is how you. Let me educate you just a little bit. You already know this.
Right.
You can have both at the same time.
Oh,
If
I understand
Yep,
that.
that's
Yeah.
right. But for the people that don't know it all, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
So as my life goes forward, I'm investing in gold and silver, and it's small portions of it. Okay, they call it. Um, of course, I would have to lose my um, fractional silver, fractional gold.
Right.
Instead of buying an ounce of gold, which is what, 1,700 $1,700 an ounce, buy a tenth of gold, buy a gram of gold, buy uh, small portions of it. It's all still gold, it's all still silver, and it has a trade. It will always be worth something. Always has been, always will be.
Well, what I'm was getting at though is if there's um, no economics in sight,
Right.
okay, that gold is worthless because you don't need gold. You need corn, you need green beans, you need flour, you need water, you need, other stuff. And gold does not, if there's no economic, um, you know, opportunity or, solution in sight, say shit hits the fan and the governments, all the governments are in total chaos. There's nobody running any of the governments, so there's nothing up and running. It could be 6, 7 years before, the government gets up and running. And, do you really want to give your food up for gold? Because you're not, nobody wants gold because nobody's going to be able to use it for anything.
Um, I, I can sort of get your drift there. But before 1913, when the Federal Reserve was created, each state had its own currency.
Right.
All right, and that was way around before the Federal Reserve. But there's one thing I've got, and I trade it out every 3 years. And some of you may not realize this, but a seed, a vegetable seed, for the most part, will last 3 years in storage. 3 years, okay? And we don't have that kind of storage like they do up in the I can't remember where it's at. Somewhere up in the cold, up in the north. There's this huge reserve that's underground up in the frozen country. And it's a seed vault from hell. It has every possible seed on this planet stored in that seed vault.
Mhm.
But for us who can't afford something like that, your average seed, your average vegetable seed will last about 3 seasons. And then you'll have to go ahead and restock. So for those that didn't know that, I hope that can help you out. But I've got a 5 gallon bucket right now that I can go to and plant a garden more than what I need for myself and my family. So it's advisable to go out and buy seeds, and if you can get them from your friends, I would advise that you go that route because most of the time your friends aren't going to charge you for those vegetable seeds. They'll just give them to you as a friend.
Right.
You have to, go out and start buying seeds on the internet, but buy them from a reputable dealer. Okay, they say that vegetable seeds are actually worth more than gold and silver when the grid goes down. And you know what? I partly believe that. I
Right.
do. They're going to be worth a lot. We have to eat somehow, right?
Well, yeah,
Lisa.
yeah, you have to eat, okay, and that brings me back to the same thing. Gold, you can't eat gold, but seeds, you can grow a garden,
That's right.
and if you're growing or if you've got seeds, the thing of it is you should plant a majority of your seeds every year and then grab some of those seeds and replenish your seeds every year.
That's exactly right. Exactly. Exactly.
Even even if you don't use it, you can always use the seeds to, keep the seeds and you can give the stuff away to
That's
somebody else.
right. You're exactly right. So for those gardeners out there that are just starting out gardening, or you'd like to have a garden maybe this summer, or next summer, keep that in mind. You might this year have to get some seeds from a neighbor or something like that, and they'll be more than happy to give them to you. But from that point, you'll never have to ask for another seed again because you can get your seeds off the plants that you grow. So save them up. They're good for about 2, 3 years max, and then you'll have to replace those with new seeds again.
You know what I did a couple of years ago? I grew some bush green beans.
That's all I grow, bush.
Okay. And the first picking, I took a bunch of them green beans. I popped all the little pods out of there. I put them on my dehydrator at a very low setting and I dried them.
Oh, nice.
And then I took them out and put them in the garden and I had those green beans were growing right along with the other ones.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
I do. I buy bush beans, and or they're called Blue Lake bush beans.
oh, I love them.
Those are the ones I buy, and the reason why I buy them, they grow extremely fast.
They do.
And they grow a lot. If you take care of those plants, they'll take care of you. Trust me, you can get a handsome reward off of Blue Lake bush beans. I think they're the best, just in my opinion, on the market.
I bet I got, I don't know, 10 or 12 pickings this year alone on green beans.
Oh yeah, very nice, nice.
But the thing I do is when I plant my green beans, I'll plant them like 6, 8 inches away from each other.
Right.
And in a week, when they come up, I'll go by and I'll drop a seed in between each one of them.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do
And
that.
then, by the time those are all matured out and they're done being picked over, the other ones are coming up. And you're still going to get green beans out of the other ones, the newer ones. But then they'll finally develop after the other ones are done growing.
Well, and I like that. It's called a progressive crop, which means it'll take you throughout the whole season.
Right.
So you stagger your plantings. What a smart idea. Definitely. Hey
Now,
there, Bill 56 Bel Air. How you doing, buddy?
how you doing, Bill?
Red Pill said, YouTube has great gardening tips with recycled containers. Very successful. Yeah,
Right.
you are correct. I do container gardening as well, 5-gallon buckets. And guess what? At some place, you can get those 5-gallon buckets for free. If you go to certain bakeries or certain big box stores that have a bakery in them, all you got to do is go back to the bakery, and either they're going to say yes or they're going to say no. They do have 5 and 6-gallon buckets back there. Usually have contain frosting in them, and you can clean them out. So that's where I got all mine. At one time, Walmart was giving them away for free. Now, in our particular Walmart, they don't give those away anymore. They're $2 a bucket.
Do you, you go to some of these places and they got the buckets for sale or they're giving them away. See
Right.
if you got the square buckets.
Yeah, I've got the square ones too. I've got several of those.
You know why you want to get those?
Where?
Because if you're putting something together, okay, and you need a bunch of buckets lined up side by side by side,
Right.
you'll be able to get one more bucket in there than you would if they were round because they're square and they stack together.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then you can stack them on top of one another because they'll sit better because they're square.
That's true.
There's a video out there on YouTube where a guy built an outdoor food pantry in his outside, but it's built into the ground. And he took 200 of those buckets, filled them full of water during the beginning of winter, froze them, put them in his food pantry, and it was like 36 degrees in there year round. Every winter, he'd come back and fill the buckets full of water and freeze them, and it would keep the pantry like 36 degrees during the summer. But he had like 200 of them 5-gallon pails in there, and it was just like an instant freezer in there. It actually wouldn't be a freezer, but a refrigerator at 36 degrees.
I'm going to show you what Keith was talking about. These are the buckets that I get over at the grocery store. Now, when you go to the bakery, these are going to be safe. There's going to be a certain number at the bottom, which means they're food grade. These are the buckets that you want to get. Make sure they're food grade. Here's another bucket. Fits right in, and it's not going to move any place. Fits right in perfectly. Let's see. you want to, okay, this one doesn't show it on the side. But if you're going to grow anything that's edible, make sure that your buckets are food grade. All right, because a lot of people don't think about that. And when you grow something in your bucket and it has the container is made of chemicals, I'd be very wary of that. I suppose most people would survive, but I would prefer the food grade. Then I
Right.
know I'm completely safe.
Food grade's a lot better than the rest of them. Besides that, you don't want to eat turpentine or anything like that.
No. And the other thing, I prefer white buckets because if you get black buckets, it's going to heat up this small container, the soil, in a very quick amount of time.
Right.
So, and it was going to kill all the roots of your plants if you get a black bucket or dark color one. So I prefer the white ones.
Unless you want to make a solar shower, then paint the bucket black.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. So I want to show this book again. This is one of the wisest books to get out there. Um, it, if the grid goes down or the coronavirus gets out of hand, this is one of the smartest books to have in your possession because they also talk about disasters and nuclear war. That's all in this manual. It's put out by the Mormon Church. It's called the LDS Preparedness Manual. All right, and it is pretty thick. It's a thick book with tons and tons of information. All right, graphs, all sorts of good stuff. First aid, gardening, how to start a fire, how to make clothes. I mean, everything that you can imagine is in this book.
Well, here's another prepping thing that people should have and probably don't even think about it. But baking soda.
Ooh, many good uses.
Well, baking soda will neutralize acid and stuff like that. There's been a lot of people that have been out there and they've done something and got acid on them, didn't have no way of neutralizing it. And baking soda will neutralize acid. Um, I've heard that it actually will help on radioactive stuff too, but I ain't for sure. I can't, don't count, quote me on that. But like radioactivity, if there's a nuclear bomb or something, I think baking soda helps with that. So
Um, since you're talking about food items, if you're the type of person out there that gets heartburn, really, really bad heartburn, and all of us know what that feels like. Sometimes it doubles us over because it's certainly uncomfortable. But believe it or not, one way to get rid of it, apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar will get rid of that heartburn. And look it up first before you take my advice. Okay, look it up first. And I say that to anyone that's listening to this program tonight. If you don't believe me, look it up first. All right. Do your homework. Do your homework on any advice that we have to offer you here up on this panel. Okay. Look it up first. I
yeah,
see a lot of
I don't.
people sharing ideas as well out in the chat. So please be sure to look up the information for yourself. They're talking about baking soda right now.
Right. I just wanted to reiterate that, I'm not, by no means an expert, so don't take everything I tell you as gospel. This is what I would do, and this is how I would do it.
Exactly. Yeah, the apple cider vinegar with the mother. It has to be with the mother, and it will say it right on the side of the bottle. I'll tell you, that's gold in itself. There are so many uses with that apple cider vinegar. Teaspoon of baking soda in water helps heartburn too. That's what I thought. I didn't want to put that out there, but that I have heard that. Then starting a fire is easy. I use my Zippo. Nice one. Nice one. Zippo's been around for a long, long time. It's a damn fine lighter. I appreciate everyone being here tonight and taking part in this. I'm going to do another one of these shows, okay, on survivability, preparedness, And hopefully it will not include the coronavirus. I'm going to hope by the next time I do that, that's going to be long gone and a piece of history. Who knows what's
You're
going to
right
happen
there.
down the road.
Vinegar also removes rust too. You're right there, Bill.
Yeah, matter of fact, that's what I heard. You could stick your tools in it.
Yeah.
Just sit overnight, 24 hours, and most of the rust, if not all, will be gone.
And here's another prepping item that some people probably haven't got. Cast iron pots and pans.
Cast iron, good to cook in. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Matter of fact, one of the channels out there that I do watch, and he may be lurking right now, but Bouncer Slab, he did a fine video here, I think yesterday or the day before, on how to clean your cast iron. And I think these were cast irons that he's bought at sales and stuff like that, and they didn't look too healthy when he brought them home. But after he heated those things up in his barbecue grill, and primed them, and they looked fantastic, like they were brand new. I was like, I am that's a fine looking job that you did. So a lot of people like cast iron. I grew up with it. My parents used it all the time.
I use, I take, when I buy or when I get a piece of old cast iron, I'll take a drill with a wire brush on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll throw some cooking oil on it. And I will use that wire brush and I will run it all the way around that that cast iron pan or whatever pot, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll work that thing over for an hour. And then I'll rinse it off real good with some soap and water. And then I'll check it and look at it. And I'll do it again if I have to. And then if it's clean enough, I'll take it in and I'll scrub it all up with soap and water. I'll put it in the oven and dry it and let it dry. Pull it out, let it cool down, and then I will start seasoning that by putting it, seasoning it with oil, then putting it back in the oven.
There you go.
And
There you go.
the more times you season it, the better your cast iron is going to be.
Okay, Jennifer, good question. Why would you drink something that removes rust or moonshine? That stuff can start a freaking car. Well, I drink something that's not good for you, and it will take rust off of things, and it'll also clean out your toilet bowl. It's called Coca-Cola.
Right? It will. It'll eat a nail. You put a nail in a bottle of Coca-Cola, it'll be gone in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
Then if you drink it, that'll get you your daily requirement of iron.
more than you need.
Don't drink it, people. I shouldn't have to say that, but I better. Don't drink it.
That's right.
No. All right, Ben, I'm going to get off here too. It is
All right.
9:57. I barely stay up past 10 o'clock, and I never get to see Green Bay Wacky anymore unless I'm constipated. Then I come out here and then I see he's on, and after 10 minutes I'm ready to go.
Well, you know what? That's the best way to watch them is when you're constipated.
Yeah, I know he makes you move. He was in there a little bit ago. I don't know if he's still in there or not, but
Yeah, I think he took off. But hey, Keith, I always enjoy having you up on my panels. I know it doesn't happen too often, but when you are here, it reminds me of the friendship that we've carried on with for so long. Man, I appreciate having you here, and I hope that you come up again.
and hopefully if you didn't know something, hopefully you learned something. And like I said, I don't know everything and I don't claim to be an expert, but it's what I would do. Common sense will take you so far.
That's right.
It's pathetic. If you have common sense, that's probably one of your best prepping tools you're ever going to have.
That's right. That's what's going to carry you through life. Now, before you step off this panel, I want you to close out the way you close out on your own channel. Say those famous words, man.
All right, man. Well, you all have a great day. Good night. God bless. Take care. Prayers and peace. Y'all stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, stay cool if you have to, but stay yourself and be kind to one another. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care, Keith. God bless, man.
And hey, come see me on my channel. Check me out. Say, hey, see me on Cab 7.
That's right. That's
I
right.
have a lot of can videos. I do a lot of live streams. I'm a live streamer every morning at 6:30. So
That's right. That's exactly right.
see
Be
you
sure-
later, Bill. Have a good night, brother. Y'all
Take
have
care,
a
Keith.
nice night. Thanks,
All
Ben.
right. Yep, you bet. My pleasure. That is my longtime friend, fellow veteran as well. His name is Keith, and his channel is Iron Dog 63. Please be sure to check him out. Like he said, he does an early show in the mornings. That is East Coast time. East Coast time. So right around 6:30, I think 6 or 6:30. He tries to start every morning. He
Yeah,
is
6 Eastern Central or Eastern
okay.
Standard. Yeah,
Yep, there you go. There you have it.
there you go.
All right, man.
All right, everybody, have a blessed night.
All right, take care, Keith.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, hashtag I am somebody.
That's right. That's exactly
Okay.
right.
Bye all.
All right, bye-bye now. Okay, folks, I'm going to be doing the same thing here. I'm going to be heading out. It is 10 o'clock, right on the dot, East Coast time. Thank you for all coming to this place, and hopefully we're educated a little bit. I could have put more uh, oomph into this, but I didn't tonight. But be sure to come back next time. If you get wind of me doing this top again, please be sure to tell your friends and come on over. I'll try to concentrate more on the topic, okay? I didn't do so bad tonight, but hopefully you learned a couple things. And I know that I did from my friends. I want all of you to have yourselves a good night, good morning, or afternoon, wherever you might be at. Remember to be kind to one another, just like Keith said. Be kind and always pass the peace forward to one another, all right? Because our world could use a whole bunch of that. God bless you. And for those that don't believe in God, higher power, great spirit, hey, I'm not here to change your heart, right? There's other people out there that are better at doing that than me. So I say to the non believers, love and light, and may positive vibes go throughout your day and your night. I do appreciate every single one of you that supports my channel. And for those that share the word out there, there is a place called Camp 7, and it's here to stay. I want to lift people up the best way that I can. In all my imperfections, failures, and mistakes, I try to do my best for all of you out there. I hope that you continue to come back. All right? And after that, I'm going to say good night. Take care now.